Hello everyone and welcome to the ProPokeBowlRando Week 3 for our second match of the week between Cincy Cascoons and Hitting Hero. Both of these coaches have gone through similar yet completely different starts to their weeks, as we had Hero, who is still looking to crack that goose egg, while Cincy Cascoons, after being suplexed by Ace, has run it back through Chicago Night Owls and is looking to make their way up the standings. I'm actually looking forward to this because I think we've already, like, you don't want to start calling things early, but after 3 weeks, you kind of get a sense of how things are going to be looking and who's going to be going where with things. So this series for me is very much both need to prove what they could do just in general in terms of the strength of the competition. Obviously, you know, there's not a lot for Hero to show. There were a couple of games that he's actually done. That's not the one I'm going to. Ha ha ha, that's not the one either. Where the hell is my... There it is. Hero having a little bit of struggles, showing some life in some of the games, but the problem is it's just flatlining at the parts that matter most. Very much a face first, go for damage, setups, strategy. There's strategy there, but frankly, not showing enough strategy to be able to clean up the games, but otherwise, game knowledge is okay. Everything's showing pretty well there. And for Cascoons, we're seeing signs of life. I think for Broken, this is going to be a very interesting situation where they need to, or like Broken basically needs to prove that he can play with the top 6. Right? Like, I know he can do it. He knows a lot about Pokemon, but I mean, a lot of people know a lot about Pokemon. It doesn't mean they're going to be successful with that, myself included. So I'm looking to see, can Broken at least take on a at least struggling Hero based on what we've seen in the statistics-wise, battle-wise, and show that an easy 2-0 here will solidify him as that middle of the pack type of player. Because again, best of 3s turn to best of 5s in the grand scheme of things for the top 6, when you go into the eliminations round, that's where things kind of turn around, starting to play on more terms, especially if you learn the generations can play around with it. Now, of course, being a higher seed matters more in the playoffs, but we'll deal with that when we deal with that. But let's see if the D8 has served Hero well today. A Gen 6 and 7 ban means that we are going to be looking at some kind of oldies, classicos, and classics, as we are going to Gen 3, 8, and potentially Gen 1 today. So we are getting a Gen 8 match. Last time we saw Gen 8 with Hero, didn't go the cleanest. I don't know if Broken picked Gen 8 because of that knowledge, or just seeing that it could be very valuable for him to do that. But Gen 3 might be up Hero's alley a little bit more. You know, some generations power just gets you through having that advantage. Just raw damage hurts a lot. You know, knowing your type of matchups and stuff like that can be very, very effective, as well as being able to just, you know, play around the Pokemon that you may or may not know better. I don't know when Hero started playing Pokemon, but Gen 8 is where I expect to see Hero struggle quite a bit, especially with the D-Max mechanics. Yes, Dynamax and G-Max can be pretty free in a lot of situations, but simultaneously, you know, you could give someone a bazooka. It doesn't mean that they're just going to dominate the field. They still have to be able to aim it. That's where that's where I want to see. Can Hero start the climb? Can we smash that egg? Can we get a point on the board? Keep it up. It's not going to be that point where I start worrying for Hero's likelihood of winning. I am more worried about the fact that if we start to see everybody shoot up and we start falling behind 5, 6, 0-2s, and stranger things have happened, but like I said, there'll be some implications that we could consider after watching this series. But for now, let's get into game number 1, the Gen 3 match between Hitting Hero and Cincy Cascoons. Oh, God, excuse me. And that is a very interesting lead between the two, an Articuno and an Arbok. Both starting with A, but one is definitely higher up on the food chain when it comes to it all. I need music. What am I doing? What am I doing? What music am I doing? This one. All right. Game number 1. I would say both these Pokemon are actually not too bad. Articuno not as great. It had to rely more on the rest, I believe, because Roost doesn't exist. But it looks like we're already going to get a mulligan from the Cascoon saying, I don't want to fight that Articuno. I have an Arbok. That is not my style of wanting to play around with that. So I can't blame him, right? Maybe Articuno smashes it again. Stab Ice, Stab Flying can be really dangerous for a lot of teams. It wouldn't be the first time that we watched, especially from, was it this week? Yeah, it was this week, right? Was it this week? What week was it where Ice Cold literally proved just this past week that, you know, a lot of things being weak to ice or one typing can be kind of disastrous. So yeah, OBS will always have that problem, Voyager, sadly. I'm gonna drop the battles once I get in here. Let's flip these guys back around. Put this here so you guys can see it. Let's jump back into it. All right, Electabuzz versus Girafarig. It is up to Hero. Game 1 mulligans can actually be quite deadly because then you have to start dealing with things. I feel like they're gonna be like, I feel like you just really take that risk, you're gonna get better stuff throughout, but if you just see that it's gonna be a loss, I don't blame people for wanting to just mulligan, but we've got the okay from Hero. We are gonna start this off. Again, both these Pokemon very neutral, not a lot that you could really tell. No enormous advantage on either side, so you could just see both of them try and set up a bit of an agenda here as the Ice Punch is fired off and a Wish Girafarig. Yep, Gen. That is most certainly a Gen 3 thing you wouldn't expect. And in fact, that is a sub-Wish Girafarig, as the Focus Punch is actually fired off unprotected. Hero truly sticking to his name as the aggressor, but he is going to be interrupted, seeing Cascoons are probably not going to let that happen more than once. I don't blame him for trying, but there's also nothing that Cascoons can actually will achieve otherwise without just trying to interrupt it. Because if you go for the Ice Punch, you can Wish substitute that off. If you don't, then you interrupt the Focus Punch. That's exactly situation 2 that we ended up seeing here. So we'll have to see. Hero's probably going to be the one to be forced to switch. Cross Chop or anything like that on the Electabuzz is not going to break through this Girafarig. You're just going to start taking damage for no reason. We do see a Stantler brought in as the Girafarig's going to start setting with Combine. Now Stantler is a physical attacker. Might scare him off a little bit. The Intimidate not going to be doing too much though. But nonetheless, oh, forgetting the Psychic Normal type existed in Gen 3. Yep. Trust me, that is not the first time that has happened, and I bet you it will not be the last time. Oh, but the Hypnosis now. Here's the thing. This thing most likely has Early Bird, which means those sleep turns will be brought down to 1 to 3 turns. You might just see it wake up immediately, and it doesn't. The T-Bow comes out now. Oh, no, it's a special attacking Stantler. Oh, that sucks. It's a mixed attacker. It might be. He has to go for the return. The return will do the most amount of damage here. There you go. That's the chunkage he's looking for. And if Cascoons had... If Cascoons had Early Bird, they got the worst of the Early Bird. They're not getting the Worm. In fact, Return Descender. Hero's looking to take out Girafarig. Now, I wouldn't blame Cascoons if they wanted to save this for later, try and get more Wish passing off, but it looks like it's just going to be sacked. Broken, not valuing what Girafarig could potentially do in the future at its HP threshold, so that's going to be taken out. A good lead here for Hero. Faces the place is working so far, has opened a little bit of doors, but let's see if Cascoons have something in the back. They should be fearing. Yanma does pop out. That, we have seen what this thing can do. As Substitute will be coming out, the Thunderbolt makes a lot of sense. Now, speed boosting does make sense here, but Cascoons probably have to recognize that Yanma's not going to get a lot done without some boosting or anything going on. I believe it's Sub-Swords Dance we've seen. And as long as Hero keeps spamming, like, Thunderbolts, until we see an answer, like, at this point, I would go for Return, predicting something to be coming out here, because we know that Baton Pass could be on this thing. If there's a ground type, you want to get some damage off on it instantly with the return. You start reading that right now. You have to go for it. I don't know if he's going to go for the +4. Probably should, just to guarantee it. Oh, he tries to go for reversal, but it's just no damage. Yanma's not inherently great physical or just offensive Pokemon in general. Yeah, it's got some stuff going for it in Little Cup, but that is going to be Yanma taken down. It's looking good so far. Hero in a pretty healthy spot. Blissey coming in. That thing has, like, 5 defense, but he ends up going for Hypnosis. He doesn't try to attack it. An interesting decision coming out from Hero, especially since this thing has Natural Cure. It's not going to get anything done unless he's expecting Serene Grace, but I'm pretty sure it's Natural Cure and competitive in this particular situation. It's not VGC, as the Nidoking will make its way in. Hypnosis missing again. I mean, that would have been an even better hit there if he hit the Hypnosis on the Nidoking, because it'd be something that would actually suffer from being put to sleep. But the sub comes out, the Shadow Ball comes through. Not sure why Shadow Ball, though. Return just does a hell of a lot more damage here. Actually, about almost double. Almost double. Just falling barely short, but it's not panic time yet. We've seen 2/3 of the Cascoon's team, 1/3 of it being taken out. Hero still has a lot of tricks in the back, hopefully, for his sake. He can still break through. Remember, just every point matters in this tournament, so even just getting a win here and then getting thrashed in any other generation he's not used to is okay, because a point is a point. You can keep up, you can tie with Carry Event until we see what's going to happen with her at the end of week 3 after she has her battle later on tonight. Ice Beam is going to be coming out in exchange for the HP Ice, probably as Zapdos came in on the Earthquake. Obviously, Nidoking having that spectacular coverage, as now the Blissey is going to be making its way back in. That HP is going to be doing nothing. Makes a lot of sense for the Cascoons. Most likely going to see a Toxic drop. I would like to see a Poison type or a sub. Oh, me likey. Oh yeah, it's the Thunder Wave. That's right. It is Thunder Wave, not Toxic. Could be double status. I don't think they ran that. But the Toxic coming out on the Blissey, I kind of like this actually, because then it forces Blissey to either have to take damage, but it'll have Softball, so it's not the worst thing in the universe. Losing the sub kind of sucks because the Zapdos is not going to heal at a rate with Roost or anything like that. It's still stuck in Gen 3 mode where it's not nearly as powerful as it could be. So both of them kind of in a bad spot, but Hero definitely in a worse spot as he does switch into the Fortress. I like this. This also means you got to be careful if you decide, actually Jar Ball's in Gen 4, so it doesn't matter. But Fortress is a physical attacker, could have spikes. We could see things starting to be set up here. Natural Cure confirmed as the T-Tar is switched in, but the Earthquake, nice choice here from Hero, recognizing if the Nidoking wanted to come in, it would die, and that's just another Pokemon that's going to suffer to a ground weakness. This is good for Hero. Hero is on his way. This is actually working for him. And on top of that, yeah, T-Tar probably has Fire Blast, but we see a switch to the Tropius. He might not have the answer unless Cascoons were expecting Hero to switch. We definitely know Hero is just a, hey, I'm just going to keep mashing buttons to do maximum damage. And he's going to check to see if the Fortress can actually hurt the Tropius. But right now, in firm control, not a single Pokemon dead to his name. And Zapdos can make its way back in. The HP... I don't know what that HP is, actually. Huh. Maybe HP Fire. Might be HP Fire. Nice crit, though, with the damage from the everything else. But that's going to be a good amount of damage, potentially, for... Oh, that's probably an HP Ice. Not doing nearly a lot. And Zapdos will be taken down by the sand. I mean, the damage is being done here, though, right? We see the enemy team. Hero's got a lot of them down to around half. Electabuzz can make its way in. Probably go for an HP Ice finish off the Tropius. It will outspeed. It's looking great. It's looking great for Hero to take his first game, to break that egg open, to turn that 0 into a 1 minimum. Could be taken to the Cascoons. What a wild adventure that would be. Just see a 2-0 down to an 0-2, then 0-2 to a 2-0, and then back down the slope. Cascoons don't want to be on the rocky waters, as we do actually see the Focus Punch. I like this. He gets it. The Blissey gets punished. You love to see it. That was a beautiful choice by Hero to go for the Focus Punch. And maybe Cascoons, I mean, unless you look at the moves that you saw, maybe they forgot that Focus Punch was on the moveset. Maybe worried, well, I mean, no, he wouldn't be worried about sub because then he wouldn't go for Thunder Wave. Maybe a bit of an oversight here. Ice Punch will be coming through. Cascoons hoping that he can see a para come through and a free sub up for Nidoking. He's got about 5 more in the tank that he could go for, so he could still go for the 50-50. Leftovers are neutralized, but that was incredible coming out from Hero. The Earthquake is just going to finish him off. That makes a ton of sense. Don't risk it, right? It doesn't make any sense to risk it. That is true. He does have Earthquake on this build. But, I mean, hey, if he wants to go for the Hypnosis, actually, probably not. He probably just wants to go for damage here, right? Any damage dealt to anything is going to feel good. He has his own Tropius. Now, he does have to be careful. Ice Beam is on this moveset. Based on the leftovers go in the order of speed, and Nidoking will destroy this Tropius. Yeah, it's going to be an exact, even a crit just to boot it out. Don't think that actually mattered if it did. Not by much, but he is going to be taken down. It is down to 3-3. Honestly, if I was Cascoons, I would have greeted for that sub. I think the sub would have basically sealed the deal for them, because then he would have been completely safe. Nidoking could do as much damage as possible, but not wanting to risk the Ice Punch, I guess, getting the freeze could also be on Cascoon's mind, and frankly, I don't blame him. Gotta be careful, this thing could have the coverage. Earthquake, Ice Beam, it could be Thunderbolt, though. It could be Bolt Beam with the sub and Earthquake, especially if you're making room for a sub and you don't have Life Orb in this gen. You might not be going for the 4 attacks. He's gonna see if he can outlast it, but the problem is, oh, he goes for Explosion! He had the Earthquake! And that might just be enough to give Cascoons the game. I don't think he remembered that Earthquake would destroy the Nidoking sub, and he just gives up his defensive poke that could have handled probably all 3 of these Pokemon, depending on what that Tyranitar had. Oh no. Now, he's still okay, Hero. He's still okay. He can still take this thing out. He's gonna take some damage for it. Maybe we see some... I don't know what Tropius does at Gen 3. I forget. Leech Seed, probably Leech Sub. Hidden Power, flying out. Another crit from the Tropius. This thing just does not want to stop doing that. But the Sand will take it out before the leftovers happen. So, 2-2. But the state of the board right now is a terrorized Stantler and an Invisible Poke versus a T-Tar and a Nidoking. And both of them are still at an okay spot where they could resist a hit or two from a Pokemon that can't do a lot of damage. This is anybody's game, and is now down to the last poke. What is Hero hiding in the back? It's an Espeon. That's not what you want to see against a Dark type. I don't think it has coverage to take out the T-Tar. It could be carrying HP fighting, but it's a physical attack in this gen, so it doesn't make a lot of sense for it to do that. And I think Hero he's gonna go for the Calm Mind. Hidden Power, Dark flies out, and that might just be game. Actually, I don't know what that Hidden Power was. It might be Ghost. I don't know. Probably Dark. He was so close. He tries to attack it. The sub comes out. Broken is flexing, going for the mental game. And what looked to be okay here for Hero is erased in a matter of a single explosion on a sub. He can't touch this thing, and he's showing that. And game number 1 goes to the Cascoons at the very end. A turnaround here for the Cascoons with potentially a couple of question marks around the kind of late state of the match there. I don't know if Hero could go back to, or I don't know if Hero is like looking to go back to that and figure out what happened there. I don't think he had anything really to attack with that Espeon. It could be the reason why he was just spamming it and saying, hey, I can't win this. But man, that is going to sting. That was in his grasp and potentially in his element. And now we're going to Gen 8, and we know that Broken has played a ton of Gen 8. I don't know about Hero's state, but based on what he was saying, where he was trying to learn the mechanics of the D-Max from the last time that he's played this, that's concerning, right? It was so close. It was well played, though. The Focus Punch against the Blissey was brilliant, forcing him to basically say, hey, you have to go for the Ice Beam, otherwise I gotta punch this thing, and he ended up going for status. Seeing Broken was highly valuing, trying to get everything down. So taking out the Blissey was good, and having that Espeon and stuff like that, but you really have to look at that Fortress and go, why was the Fortress destroyed when it didn't need to be? Especially since even knowing that the Tyranitar could have switched it to take a hit or just die to the Earthquake and then come back later. Not that that was going to happen. So yeah, okay, or like Explosion could get value. Or maybe was expected the Tropius switch in, so you didn't want to waste it there. But even then, you know, you've got a Pokemon faster, you've got the sub, you don't have to risk it, you're in control. You have Pokemon that can manage everything else. Tropius is not doing anything to you. But we'd have to take a look at what Fortress runs in Gen 3. Maybe it just didn't have anything in general to run. That could be very possible too. So at the end of it all, though, he will be the benefactor. Rather, Hero will be the benefactor. No, dang it, Cascoons will be the benefactor of the victory And we're going to be getting into game number 2. Let's take a look at this. A Ninetales versus a Nihilego. It is up to Hero whether or not he wants to keep this team. He is ready. Can Hero claw it back? It's not completely over. It's not looking spectacular from the... Well, I mean, not for the start for the Cincy Cascoons. But Cascoons up that 1 point. Again, it matters, especially for here. For talking about the other side here. Broken is looking to climb. Broken is looking to make this happen, right? He wants to catch up with those after that 0-2 start. Keep it competitive for the top 2. Maybe bring down a couple of the competitors on the second round or just beating them. He's played Ace. Has yet to play Manny Marshadows. Could look to upset and try and overthrow the Kings. Stealth Rock will be set up here from Hero right from the beginning. Umbreon's going to be coming in. Now, the funny thing is, Nihilego usually runs, I think, double hazards. Could also go for Toxic, which Umbreon wouldn't be able to synchronize back. So if he's got it, this is the time to use it against the Cascoons. Because Umbreon being debilitated like that will matter a lot. We actually have D-Max coming out. Max Lightning coming through. A critical hit does like barely 40%. And against an Umbreon, we saw this last time. D-Max looks good until you realize, you know what? When everything is competitively equal, it's not the same playthrough where you destroy the likes of Leon by just clicking it and going from there. You kind of have the opposite, where things are, you know, fairly bulky. Unless your name is Dracovish, stuff hurts, but if your team is built to take it, and Nihilego's not like it's an offensive Pokemon, but I don't know what it's invested into in this particular situation. So that's Dynamax gone here for Hero, and since you're just looking there, yeah, we got wishes. We'll send all the wishes in the universe to stall that out, pass it on to someone else who can manage this and start getting stuff going. A good switch here for the Cascoons, and once again, for a second time in a row here in Gen 8, Hero going really aggressive, maybe overestimating how much damage can be done with this status that he's been hearing so much about. This could have even been a G-Max Dreadnought. Oh, man. That's going to hurt to think about too, right? This could have been G-Max Dreadnought. That would have done an incredible amount of damage. I don't know if it's enough to kill off an Umbreon, considering it probably has Wish Protect. But it does have Wish Protect. He's going to miss the Stone Edge. He's going to be taking a Toxic. I would have honestly just gone for a... Actually, no. This makes sense. In case the Dreadnought was going to switch. But if it came in, Hero was looking to get aggressive with it. Liquidation coming through, but Foul Play, Toxic, Life Orb, everything against Hero right now. And he's going to be dropping your 6-5 early. Admittedly, I even want to say 6 to 4.5 because Dynamax and G-Max is dead on the side of hitting, so. A tricksy situation here for hitting Hero to find his way out of, but not over. Randos be Rando. It is not over until it is actually over. That is my best advice. No one is dead until they're actually dead. And Tapu Koko setting up the electric terrain again. I guess Hero is saying he doesn't want to go to sleep. This is what I'm reading from this. So yeah. Curious to see how this will play out. Yeah, electric gets boosted. Yeah, you can do some damage. But again, you're gonna be staring down a Toxic. You're gonna be staring down a bulky Pokemon that can take hits. Ninetales actually making its way in. Oh, guess looking for the Dazzling Gleam, I suppose. It's a good play, although I actually kind of expected just a Wild Charge. I didn't even think of the Dazzling Gleam, to be honest with you. But I guess this thing is a Fairy type, but even so, I'm curious to see what the Cascoons want to do with this Ninetales. We haven't seen it. It probably has Life Orb because we haven't seen Leftovers yet. Nihilego making his way back in. The Solar Beam flying through does absolutely nothing to Nihilego because Nihilego's a beast. So, but again, both players using the information that the other already knows and just kind of saying, well, you're going to have to switch eventually. Ninetales got to get out of here. Instead, it's just going to stay in and Fire Blast. Okay, gets the 10% burn. That is something if you're looking to get chip damage on the Nihilego, so not too bad for Cincy Cascoons, although kind of surprised with the decision here to just let the Ninetales die. Of course, having that type of coverage, having that kind of sweeping coverage could be helpful. Also looks like it was actually... Was it Choice Scarf? Might have been Choice Scarf, because it outspit Nihilego. I don't know. This thing's pretty quick. No. Did we see what was on that thing? It might have been Choice Scarf. No, it was Solar Beam Fire Blast. Can't be Choice Scarf. I'm curious what that would have been. Maybe Assault Vest based on the damage it was taking? That might make a lot of sense. But he is going to stare down a Mew. I'm not even pointing out the Mewtwo on Cascoon's side here. But Toxic Spike's coming out. Hero saying, well, you know, if I can somehow get this Mewtwo out of here, a lot of other things are going to have a lot of problems as the double hazards do fly through. Maybe Hero also just recognizing, well, you know, Mewtwo could just destroy me. We haven't seen whether or not it's a Mega yet. Might not be after all. We did see leftovers. Never mind. I take that back. Right, it's healed and it went on Stealth Rocks. I'm paying attention today. Yes, as usual. PZ making it look easy as he's going to try and come in here and get one shot. Yeah, this is looking like a sweep real quick because Mewtwo does not mess around. Side Strike at +2 is a lot of special attack that a Pokemon has to take. If it's got good coverage, a lot of things can't live this. Coco can outspeed, but how much can it actually do here against the Mewtwo? Gotta go for the Wild Charge. He's gotta go for something here. Dazzling Gleam coming in. Yeah, goodbye Tapu Koko. And the hopes and dreams of Hero here are starting to crumble. You can't see the Mewtwo coming, but... Oh, Megiarna would have been okay against the Mewtwo to take this hit. This thing can actually take the hit and threaten to kill at this range, actually, I think. Flare Cannon might kill from there. I'm not sure. Probably not. Not without a boost. Shadow Ball comes in, actually opting, not doing a ton of damage. Oh, it's so close! If he brought it in earlier, it would have gotten the kill. He can still kill this off. Unless he's got... Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this is looking pretty doomed. Actually, if I'm Hero, I switch out, try to go back into Megiarna to finish this thing off because... Yeah, it's not looking good. He is going to opt to go for the Calm Mind, though. Yeah, I'm making a lot of mistakes here. Yeah, he can start Calm Minding while the Mewtwo is recovering. Is it going to be okay? No, because Nasty Plot plus Side Strike. Side Strike is going to skip. It hits the defense instead of the special defense. So that +1 special defense is not going to help the Megiarna. So Cascoons could just go to +6 here. Go for the Side Strike. He opts to go for the special attack instead. Maybe forgetting what Side Strike could actually do. Or maybe just recognize, hey, before this thing sets up a bunch, I can just take it out. It's going to take 2 more if he's going to keep going for Shadow Ball. And at this point, he's at +1 special attack. And has the +2 speed. Side Strike would finish it off. He's just going to D-Max, though. That's right. D-Max is still in his grasp. And that is a lot of damage flying in. Something has to stare down the barrel and the belly of Mewtwo. And it's America. And America is about to collapse under Hero's firm shield. America's ass has fallen today. And Cincy Cascoons take the 2-0. Over hitting Hero. GG. Or definitely getting that climb that that Broken is looking for to make up for after that week 1 start. A bit unfortunate for Hero, though. We saw it, and it was looking okay for him for the first little bit. He had a good amount of control. The game 1 was looking pretty decent, had a couple ways he could play it out, and then game 2 comes in, and once again, we see the Gen 8 weakness, the D-Max knowledge, you know, being literally, I mean, you can't see the Mewtwo coming, but this is when D-Max and G-Max could start to take over a match, and, yeah. I might not have been able to call it, but I'm also not the one that is starting to struggle here a bit, and definitely showing some inherent weaknesses. Perhaps that D8 needs to be brought down to a D7. You just start banning Gen 8, because if I'm in Hero's spot, and I'm, like, seeing that these mechanics are starting to troll me a lot, this is when maybe things can go differently for the future of it. But nonetheless, it is going to be a good start for Cincy Cascoons. Let's see where that actually puts them at the end of it all, because I can't update this on your screen. Maybe I can, but submit the scores. Let's take a look at the standing implications of this. Of course, we're only halfway through. We actually have 2 more matches that we will be watching in the same day, which is going to be the one at 8 p.m., which is between Chicago Night Owls and the Golden State Gliscors, and then at 10 p.m. between Kara Event and Ace of Bade. Kind of 3 people looking to grab their points, and Ace looking to try and keep up with the Manny Marshadows to share that throne. But at the end of it all, that will bump Broken up to 4 points, and will put him currently tied for second place with Ace. So if Kara takes it to Ace tonight, Cascoons have worked their way up from a 4th place to a 2nd place tie, which will be a good booster. But there's still many ways for other people to try and keep things going the way they're going right now. That's going to be it for me for now. Match 3 will be on your way. This is being recorded, so I can say stay tuned for ProPokeNoob in the future. To click on the next video. Thank you very much for watching the ProPokeBowlRando Week 3. Join me for match number 3 coming up next. Hello everyone and welcome back to the ProPokeBowlRando Week 3 for our 3rd match of the day. I'm calling it 3rd. I'm making it a smooth transition, telling you that yes, we are going to smoothly transition, breaking the 4th wall to inform you that we are breaking the 4th wall in saying I'm going to commentate these like they were one after the other. They're not. It's late night. It's a perfect fit between the Chicago Night Owls and the Golden State Gliscors. Now that I think about it, both those teams actually kind of work in the dark. Earlier, we saw Cincy Cascoons quickly dispatch of Hitting Hero, and I expect something to happen near the same tonight. I don't know why. I just have that really sneaky suspicion this is going to be a very swingy type of round. I don't know. I have the sneaky suspicion based on paper, based on what I've seen before, what we have experienced in the past with the likes of Coma, with the likes of Marie. I do expect Coma here to have an advantage. Now, does that mean that he's going to win it off? No. We've actually seen Coma struggle a little bit, especially back in Week 2, getting O2'd by the Cincy Cascoons. Looking very weak, looking very, like, not weak in a bad way, but looking in a way that kind of made it sort of just concerning, right? We know Coma, we have the story of Coma, the history of Coma, swingy, very swingy with his own building, with decision making and the like, and in this tournament the only thing you're gonna see that's swinging is the actual play. So, you know, I've been saying it nonstop. I'm gonna say it one more time because I have to reassure everybody apparently 4 times a week. It's early on in the tournament. People are waking up, breaking out of their shells, getting good at Pokemon yet again, and are going to try to get back into form. And I think Coma can still pull it out here. However, Golden State Gliscors, despite their loss last week, looked pretty good in the games. I think Marie has been doing a pretty good job here, considering that she probably doesn't practice this on her spare time. Doesn't have any coaching and stuff like that. She's just mostly going in, having some good time, but it's looking pretty decent for her as she's proven she can play the matches out and get somewhere with it. So I look forward to this. I'm curious if she can kind of pick at the wounded Chicago Night Owls, you know what I mean? Maybe finding him on that downswing and she just comes out on top with it and picks up a game or 2 here. It'd be very exciting to see. I would actually consider it not as big of an upset as I would say on other times, but I would say it'd be an upset if we saw Gliscors just take out Chicago Night Owls here. So I'm looking forward to it. And based on the generations that we're seeing, Gen 1 and Gen 8 both banned out, we are most certainly seeing a trend when it comes to what Coma doesn't like. Marie also showing the older gens are not their favorite, but Gen 6, 5, and 4, we're just doing a little bit of a countdown here, will be on the menu. So I'm curious to see. We're still in the upper generations. Chicago Night Owls had the double pick, which means that Marie, if she wanted to play the older gens, she'd end up choosing Gen 5. This is on her if she wants to play Gen 5 because she knows that the best. That's her swing game. So Let's see what she can make work with it. We're gonna be getting into Gen 6 immediately. I don't care about your function errors. Yes, I do intros, Marie. I see you. Now I can yell at you from the past. Okay. You know, you're supposed to capture this, but I guess not, right? I guess you wouldn't. I really guess you just want to be that guy, don't you? Cool. Where's their match? Where's the match? I hate when it does this. Why you gotta be like this? Anytime you're ready to see the battles they're doing. There we go! Oh my god, that was so much more effort than it ever needed to be. Nonetheless, let's get into it. Game number 1 between Chicago Night Owls on the close side, Golden State Gliscors on the far side. We're getting some spaghetti talk in the chat. As based on this, Golden State Gliscors looking pretty good. These are both very good Pokemon, though, to have as part of your defensive line. So Chicago Night Owls are saying ready, which means it's up to Marie. Marie is ready. Timer is popped, and they are going. This is instantly in the favor of the Gliscors. I expect them to try and go for a knockoff or just even Giga Drain just to threaten it out, see if there's anything to resist it. But I mean, Regenerator Tangrowth could just be good in most cases. Volt Switch will be coming through. Very standard, most likely turns happening here. A knockoff would be pretty ideal here from the Gliscors, just to basically get guaranteed value off of anything except a Mega, as the Typhlosion will be coming in. Earthquake, though, that is a typing I don't think Chicago Night Owls thought about, and that is a great start here for the Gliscors. Man, you don't even think about Earthquake. You don't even think about offensive Tangrowth from the very beginning, but lo and behold, we are here as now her own Lantern makes its way in. The crit is at least something, but so far Gliscors have the answers early on in the match, and that's what you need to see sometimes in randos. And I mean, on top of it, you also have to think, right, this is most likely a Scarf or a Specs Typhlosion. Based on the damage, most likely Scarf. Didn't see Leftovers, didn't see Life Orb. Assault Vest's not gonna be very good. Toxic coming out here from the Gliscors. This is textbook play. She is playing this out the best she possibly can. Marie is toxicking on the switch. She goes for the offensive attack that would happen to rock more people. Chicago Night Owls fly right back. That's a ton of damage coming out here from the Volt Switch. That is a Life Orb Lantern, by the way, which I think is doing a lot more damage than I think even Coma expected. As Tangrowth come back in. This is the right answer. Now, the problem here is if she lets this get toxic, it will weaken the defensive capabilities. And I think that would still be in the favor of Chicago Night Owls. Yes, you lose the Luminion. You do lose a bit of a Volt turn combination. Luminion does have an impressive speed to make this happen. He opts to go for the U-turn, though, instead of the Toxic. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Maybe saying, again, because he sees he has a Volt turn combination, he can make a really fast Toxic or Scald payout later or a fast U-turn later. But honestly, if I'm looking at this team, I wouldn't mind getting both walls toxiced out, because once again, she goes for the Earthquake. I don't know if prediction or just genius, because Earthquake just makes sense there. And these are the cracks in the armor we talked about. Coma has shown times where, you know, Marie sees she can kill the Luminion with the likes of the Earthquake, and she gets another crit. Holy cow, Coma is getting rewarded here. He's just gonna let this die. The Giga Drain comes through. The healing is in. Marie off to a fantastic start here. Half the team of Chicago Night Owls has been weakened from the beginning. We haven't even reached double-digit turns, and she has taken control of this thus far, as the Gigalith will now be making its way in, and Hidden Power will be coming out. Yeah, it's a good amount of damage, but at what cost here? Typhlosion's locked in. Gigalith will destroy you. He is just going to opt to go for more damage, saying, oh, this is the Stone Edge. That is so unfortunate for the Gliscors. I think he's just saying, hey, I have to opt to do as much damage as I possibly can. Gets another crit. This man has some glasses on right now. Sniper all over the place. A semblance of passion and redemption coming out here. It looks like that's an HP ground maybe, but either way, she will be able to take it out with the Hydro Pump. That was an unwarranted, completely unacceptable death, blessed by RNG for the purposes of Coma, just to keep it closer. But with that, at least takes out, like, 2 Pokemon now have been debilitated on the side of the Gliscors. But Marie's still feeling good with that Tangrowth in the back. The best part is, if this is the Mega, you have a physical wall to handle this, and with Regenerator no less, so not too bad. I think she's going to be feeling okay seeing this. Yes, Ice Punch exists. Megalopony, though, is a threat when left unchecked. Yes, the Gigalith would have been great. I don't know if she necessarily expected Hidden Power that's going to be super effective. Oh, it might have been HP Grass. I don't think about it. It's HP Grass, not Ground. What am I saying? Haha. Is that an Eternal Floette? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, Eternal Floette comes in. This thing was never released, but it is busted OP. It is very strong, very fast. A special attacker, but doesn't take a hit very well. As you can see, it has a ton of damage coming out, but one shot. I don't know if that's what the Night Owls wanted. Maybe they were hoping they'd do a lot more damage with the return. I would be lying if I didn't think the same. I don't think Sucker Punch kills from that range, but the one shot that Megalopony is going to be feeling great here for the Gliscors, as that was a Pokemon that could just take over an entire game. Just flinch things off, revenge kill to all hell. Sock will be coming in on the double edge. Nice move coming out for the Night Owls. I don't think, is he faster? Does this thing have speed? Okay, he is slightly faster. That's why he went for the double edge. That makes a lot of sense, but she is saving it because it is a fast Pokemon. Can take things out later. The double edge does once again come through. Furret is just making great use of its speed here to take things out, and Marie needs to find a way to answer this damage. She's got a Kangaskhan, though. I expect a Mega Kang, and Mega Kang's got that double, that one, the fake out, which should bring Furret really low, if not kill it. We'll have to see. Oh, she actually ends up going for Sucker Punch, not the fake out. Maybe it doesn't have the fake out, but we'll have to see. It's a lot of recoil coming in here. If Night Owls want to stay in, it will be taken out from the Sucker Punch. I don't think you have to over-predict here. I think she's in firm control. She can just go for the Sucker Punch, see what the last Pokemon would be switching in, or if the Lantern makes its way in. I don't think she has to waste it. No, she goes for it out of order, and the Furret's going to live. Marie making a mistake on the mechanics. And that turns it back into the Night Owl's favor, because you've got a defensive Pokemon and a weakened sweeper left to the end. Marie is calling misclick, and that misclick may have just thrown away the advantage in game 1 here. Furret's gonna go for the double edge. Doesn't care if it dies here. The point is to get the damage down on the Tangrowth to bring it down. We don't even know what the last Pokemon is here on the side of it. That is a ton of damage coming through, and the worst part is she has to stand, but she has the Synthesis. This is a really, really weird Tangrowth set, but it's gonna work out in her favor. Oh, the Reshiram at the end of the day. It's not even going to be weak to the Moonblast. Night Owl's saving the best for last to take game 1 here. I don't think there's anything she can do to take this thing out, bar like a mega crit coming out from that Floette Eternal. But unfortunately, didn't get the work done there. I think the whole thing with the Gigalith was a bit unfortunate. Gigalith would have managed a lot of this team, barring that Megalopony, and of course, you know, the 2 water types. But I mean, at the end of the day here, that thing saved in the back would have been the best. She's just gonna end up sending in the Floette. Maybe she's hoping that she can live, go for the Earthquake with the Tangrowth, but sadly, Tangrowth doesn't have the finest of special defense stats, and that is gonna be game number 1, going to the Chicago Night Owls. It didn't look like that at all, and then you have that miss when it came down to the, oh man. You have that miss when it came down to the Gigalith, and then you start seeing just the misclick on the fake out. So many things went right there for Coma, but you gotta be concerned, because that, you gotta say it. You gotta recognize it. That was a little gifted to Coma. I'm not convinced that that was a strong victory for him at all, and I'm a little bit tougher on the man simply because former Pro Pokeball player, he's shown he can be really good, but I mean, making those mistakes in the, or not even making mistakes in the early game, just kind of getting wrecked. Marie playing it out super well, obviously using the Earthquake, recognizing that and stuff like that. And I mean, when you take a look back at that team, Coma couldn't really do a lot with it, right? He would have had to send in the Furret or the Lopunny. Everything else was pretty much weak to ground. So in hindsight, it looks better. Obviously on paper, like when you're watching it, you're in the action of it, it doesn't look that good. But you look back at it, Coma probably played that the best he could considering how weak his team was to an earthquake or anything like that. And it's a bit unfortunate with that stone miss, a little bit unfortunate with the fake out misclick, but there's signs of life. Marie came to play. She's not completely out of it. They're going to get into game number 2, Gen 5. It's easy from here. All she has to do is reverse sweep. No big deal. I think Coma even saving that to the very end was also going to be in his favor, but Slobs is always a pain, no matter what. Ace, good to see you. It's just never going to stay open, unfortunately. It's just the reality of commentating when watching it on Discord. If I had a better system, I'd use it. Oh, man, you know, I had her pinned. I was saying Marie actually had this, and that at the end of the day, well, it'd just be like that. But game number 2, I mean, it can't go any better than this. Golden State Gliscors just get a Gliscor, a literal mascot-made team. Almost as if it was planned. Spoilers, there are no seeds that you can plan out here. Not a great start here from the beginning, but Gliscor's a very good Pokemon. Basculin is also a very good Pokemon. Golden State Gliscor's given the go-ahead. Let's see if Coma wants to keep this team. Maybe feeling a bit of guilt that she did get her mascot, but we do have the go-ahead. Here we go. It's do or die for Gliscors to get a point out of this. Like I said, on paper, doesn't look very good, but we know Coma's has kind of struggled in the past, but I guess you look at the last match, played it the good as he can, but Sceptile's going to be coming in here to tank up a waterfall. Not well, but it tanks it, puts some threat down. Basically, you have to switch this Basculin out. Hopefully having a little bit of a more favorable team doesn't have 4 Pokemon weak to the same thing. As Magmortar will be coming in. That's a good start. Already 2/3 of Fire, Water, Grass Core. Leech Seed Sceptile. All right. Gen 5 looking a bit weird here for the Sceptile, but, you know, it's going to pay out, actually, because that means Magmortar will be taking some chip damage and feeding away some HP back to other pokes. See if the Gliscors have a special defensive option. Now, you do have to be careful. Magmortar does have Belly Drum. Magmortar can have Belly Drum. It can run a mixed set, which I think it usually did anyways. It can run a full special set. It can run mixed set with cross chop. It is quite flexible, has a lot going for it. It does have leftovers, which makes me think it could be like sub 3 attacks. It could still be mixed and just be a little bit bulkier. But at the end of the day, Manaphy will be able to answer. Marie also looking at a 2/3 Fire, Water, Grass Core. Surf is a good amount as the T-Bolt comes through. You know, I'm going to say that's somewhat worth for the Gliscors, considering that the Leech Seed's going to make that fairly even, and he will get the kill. Manaphy will also get the leftovers. I think Gliscors came out of this on top. And losing an offensive Pokemon like Magmortar can suck, but then again, Coma came back at Pokemon number 6. Slowbro would make its way in. This is how you kind of win if you can't answer the Slowbro, but the Sceptile, if it gets in safely, could still Leech Seed or even just threaten with a Leaf Blade. We'll have to see what they end up going with. Oh, maybe even Leaf Storm. I don't know. Where does Sceptile run Gen 5? It's been so long. I still don't know all these movesets. Do you think I memorized the encyclopedia? Do you think I'm on Smogon.com when I'm falling asleep at 4 in the morning, reading and trying to memorize every piece? Because if you answered yes, you're half right. Shuckle will be coming in as the Combine comes through. Now, Marie has to have an answer for this. If she's going to be switching in Shuckle, she's got to go for Toxic now, and she has to make sure this thing does not get out of control. It has to be a Toxic play. Very telegraphed, but very necessary if she is feeling like this has to be the answer. Scald will come through, 80% burn. She opts for the Stealth Rock, though. Maybe she thinks she has a little more time, maybe thinking that Slowbro is going to set up and she has an answer to kill it on the physical side anyways. I don't bank on that. Slowbro is freaking thick. Like, this thing's got 9 Qs just under its shell, for God's sake. As the Sceptile will make its way in, we'll take it. Double burn happening. Hopefully it is a special attacking Sceptile for her sake. I mean, at this point, either halved attack or a +1 special defense staring her down. But she's got to scare the Slowbro down. It is the physical with Leaf Blade, which means it's gonna die. Doesn't even get the free switch in. But based on that damage, it's only gonna be half, and I mean, it's Regenerator Slowbro maybe, or most likely, so that is unfortunate. She has to find an answer now. Manaphy is going to go for the Tail Glow. They want a bit of a setup thing, but he calls the bluff and says, I'm just going to get a crit. Coma's crits are out of control tonight. This is kind of disgusting. What is that, 5 or 6 between 2 games? Gotta feel a little bad here for the Gliscors, as now Jumpluff is making his way in. She has a lot of things to answer the Slowbro, but Slowbro doesn't want answers. The man is so oblivious, he doesn't even know what an answer is, only questions, as U-turn is gonna come out. most likely gonna see Shuckle sacrifice. Oh, Caracosta being sent in. Does have good defense, which means it will be able to tank up the... What's it called? We'll be able to tank up the Psyshock. But that's the team, and that team is not looking very bulky to take it down. In fact, Koma's going to be able to go for another Combine here and then slack off and just stall out this Caracosta if she's not going to go for the setup. And yep, we're going to see it happen. This is going to get very dicey for the Gliscors. They're almost fishing for a crit at a good HP value. He knows that he can kill from +2 from there. And I mean, it's looking pretty bleak. You got a Shuckle, a Gliscor, and a Jumpluff against 3 invisible Pokemon. The chances of your Jumpluff being stronger than anything from Gen 1 to 5 are slim to nil. And this game is run away from the Gliscor. Chicago Night Owls taking flight here, looking for that quick 2-0 on the Super Day. I'm calling it a Super Day. There's been 3 battles today. Good God. There's going to be 3 battles. There's going to be at least 6 battles today. Sleep Powder comes out. Maybe that's what she wanted to go for before this got out of control like this, but I don't know. Leech Seed, it is a defensive set. Unfortunately, it's not the Flying Gem Acrobatics Swords Dance set, which I firmly love of Jumpluff. Oh, okay, it is Flying Gem Acrobatics, just with different things. The Psyshock's gonna go through. It actually doesn't get the kill. And in fact, Slowbro's taken down. So let's see if Jumpluff can do anything here. It does have the boosted acrobatics. Shuckle on Shuckle action, though. The double no fuckle. As that does absolutely nothing. Shuckle shouldn't have anything to do unless... Does it have Infestation in Gen 5? No, that's a Gen 6 thing, isn't it? Nonetheless, we'll put it to sleep. Maybe she does have... Well, no, at this point, with this type of moveset, she's going to have to go for the Leech Seed, try and make something happen here. It is Wrap Shuckle. Now, the nice thing here for the Gliscors is... You'll be able to out-heal it. So she could keep attacking the Shuckle, kind of force it out. You're going to be losing this defensive mon. Yep, the Sleep Powder makes a lot of sense here. Just try and get as little extra damage dealt out here with the Wrap. She's even healing a little bit off of it. So she can try and go for it. This Shuckle does not want to stay asleep at all. Now, I will say this still kind of favors the Gliscors, but I mean, Chicago Night Owls are in a pretty good position right now, considering, well, oh my God, the miss on the Sleep Powder, no less. But yeah, like, she's pretty healthy. She ends up going for the Leech Seed. Just gonna get dumpstered by yet another critical hit. I am fairly certain the Night Owls slaughtered 90 Pikachus in the name of RNG just for this particular match. But there's not much hope left here. Gliscor staring down a water Pokemon, even playing with his food a little bit. She's gonna go for the freeze. Doesn't get it. Toxic Orb does come through. But I do think this will be curtains for the Gliscors in week 3 here. Looking promising in game 1. Seems to be a trend lately with the 2-0s. Look pretty good in the beginning and then it just ends up faltering at the end. But this could be a sub-Swords Dance set. I can believe it as long as I want to. At the end of the day, unless it's single or double attack, it can still be sub-Swords Dance. She can sub up on the Truant turn. That would be very smart for her, but she opts to go for the damage instead. How much did that do? Oh, for God's sake, man. Wow. Whatever. You know what? I didn't want to commentate a close match. 2-0 for Koma. Whatever. Just get me out of here, man. I think Marie might be saying the same thing. Get us out of this nightmare. Unbelievable RNG on all accounts for the Chicago Night Owls, but you can't take it completely away. It's not just one through crits and the like. It just helped a bit here and there. At the end of the day, playing the team out better. Day 1 or game 1 looked good for Marie. Koma takes over in the end. Game 2 looking a lot more comfortable with the team that he was dealt and pulls away with that victory. And that's going to be good for Koma again. Not starting off the strongest, expected him to be kind of up there in the top 4 that would pull him through, but we'll have to start that climb along the likes of Cincy Cascoons and the like. So man, I kind of want to go back and just count the crits. I want to understand, like, was anybody in chat counting that? Anybody watching, were they counting how many crits there were? I can't even believe how many happened there. I almost want to say it hit double digits, almost. But nonetheless, GG Koma, GG Marie, good promise coming out of both sides still. I feel like a broken record, mainly because it might be the fact that I'm recording these in like 4 separate sessions, but you know, it's still anybody's game. But again, I'm tough on Coma. I'm always going to be tough on a former League player. I'm always going to be tough on a person who I've seen practice and play and study the art of Pokemon 9 crits later and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to see certain things, but you know, that's why you go back and you analyze it after. And I gotta say, you know, Coma played it the best he could with the hand that he was dealt in game 1. Game 2 was kind of just in the driver's seat for the majority of it. So, but well played nonetheless. That will bring Chicago Night Owls up to 4 points, making them tied with the Cincy Cascoons. And I can say that because our next match, our final match of the week, is between Ace of Bade and Carry Event. Neither of these players will be affected. Actually, no, that's a lie. If Ace doesn't win any matches tonight, it'll be a 3-way tie for 2nd place. Carry Event is looking to make it up to tie for 5th with Ice Cold. That's going to be happening at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll see what ends up happening there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in match 4. And now. Yeah, spoilers. It's not done uploading yet, so you get me for a little bit. Hi. Hello. Jerry, hello. Give me a moment here. There we go. Yeah, I know there are kinky bastards that'd be like, oh, beatings. I'd be like, no. Bad kinky bastards. It's almost done. It's at 99%. We're going to watch it before we jump into the final... or before we jump into the main content of the day. Hi, guys. How you doing? Oh, it's ready. Well, you don't get me for very long. Let me just load it up for us here. Oh, the music's probably really loud. That's okay. But yeah, for those who don't know, and haven't been here for a while, we generally now have the Pro Pokeball split between Twitch and Discord. So if people have to play on Discord, we show them off on Twitch. Gives me a bit of a time. Like, I went to go make a friggin' pizza and caught up on some things that I had to do. It's literally like a supply teacher with who can't help the class, right? It's like I'm in grade 12 physics. I can't do a single thing, so I'm just like, I'm gonna put on the video and you guys, good luck. And I think it works out. It's nice and relaxing once a week here and there, right? Good break in the content. You guys don't lose the content as well. So yeah, okay, video time. Let's get this going. This one's the longest one. This was between Kara and Ace. It's a good one. Highly recommend you watch the whole thing. Alright. Back to the internet. Scene, of course. Welcome back to the ProPokeBowlRando Week 3 for our final match of the week. It sounds really weird to say, because welcome to video 3. I even have to feel like I have to introduce myself. I've got this inkling. It's like, now if I don't introduce myself, it's going to not be consistent. My name's ProPokeNoob, but you knew that already. Ace of Bade versus Kara Event. 'Tis an unfortunate time for Kara Event. Not only did she go up against the strongest competitor seemingly in the tournament thus far, but she gets the pleasure of going up against the other strongest person in the tournament so far, an Ace of Bade. Ace looking like he is on a tear. Maybe in slightly different ways from Manny Marshadows. I think I described them last week as Manny definitely showing kind of that skill and the strategy and the composure and just putting kind of everything together and making the battle seemingly effortless. Ace just getting very aggressive teams and making them work and actually just playing it to the T, playing it out well, knowing what it needs to get done, finding those win conditions and playing them out superbly. And for Kara, I think, you know, being able to play against these guys out of the way, it actually could be in a benefit, right? this could benefit Kara. Yes, Cass could struggle trying to beat somebody who's like at the top right now, and she only still has a single point to her name. But you know, you get the hard people or the hardest people or perceived hardest people out of the way, and then you just kind of go in and say, well, the rest of the tournament could still go my way. We could still make something like this happen. And, you know, it could almost be one of those, you need that confidence booster after getting over the giant hurdles. It could be a smooth sailing from here. Or get an enormous confidence booster and take a game off of Ace, ruin that perfect streak. Right now, looking to keep up with Manny Marshadows as the other team to go undefeated in the ProPokeBowlRando to date. I mean, I think, well, dude, that's just 4 games, but hey, could have lost any one of those 4, so could be cool. Hopefully Kara can try and show a little better, like shows general knowledge. I think there's some mechanical misplays that have happened through the different generations, but the more we play the generations, the more you get used to them, and I think over time everybody will sort of improve at their own pace. Gen 4 and Gen 1 banned. While we have Manny Marshadows banning Gen 8 all the time, we actually have Ace of Bane banning Gen 1 all the time. That is also one of the big key indicators that you're going to have to take a look at later when these matchups happen together, because at the end of it all, it might just be you hate Gen 1 and Manny Marshadows hates Gen 8, but when it comes down to a best of 5, or when you don't have the control and there's going to be a double picking here and there, right? The double picks could go to the opposite ends. Maybe, you know, Ace really hates Gen 1, but maybe secretly he hasn't drafted anything in that area, which could very well mean that he is not a fan of lower generations. You see that as your opponent and go, well, I can learn Gen 2 and 3 just to crush Ace, put him in his uncomfy element. These types of things can get you advantages in matches that could be seemingly even in a randomized state, so that's kind of important to take a look at. There you go, look at someone like Manny Marshadows and go, well, you know, there is a clear preference for what he likes to draft. Maybe not, like, I mean, playing is all different, but what he likes to draft is kind of obvious. So playing around that, like, there's so many things that you could do here with this information. It's not overly paramount, but it can give you an advantage when you might be looking at it going, well, what can I do against somebody who's so strong? Right? So in this particular instance, Kara picking all over the place, showing that she can at least take it on. It hasn't looked bad in most of the games. So she is playing it out the best she has throughout the 5 matches that she's played. And we're going to see what's going to be starting into this final match here. Series. Let's see what we could get out of these two to round off week 3. They're not in the match yet. I hyped it up too early. Well, what we can do. Oh, no, it's a recording, too. I can't even stall. Quick, broken, start typing, start talking in chat. Damn it. What do you mean? I don't need to struggle. Why are you making me struggle? Ace, I have to move you, by the way. Good luck. Apparently, Ace likes Gen 1. The food is plated. Actually, I think the 1 in 255 misglitch is removed on Showdown. I think. I've never actually missed a 100% accurate move without any accuracy or evasion modifiers. I'm pretty sure they cleaned up those. They didn't clean up the speed thing because that's part of the game's mechanics, but I'm pretty sure it's not. What? Really? Ew. Jesus. Never mind then. I stand corrected. Gen 1. What a beautiful bastard it is. It's great. Oh well. We are getting some good diversity between the matches here, which is what excites me the most. At least we're not just seeing nothing but like Gen 6 and Gen 7. We're actually getting some older games. And what makes me really happy, I know this is going to change now that I say that, not that much Gen 2. Would be nice to commentate some Gen 1. Gen 1 has some, I think people fear certain generations without realizing that the fears could be just like, it's very easy to read. Like Gen 1 and 2, once you learn the 1 or 2 movesets everything has, or like the changes in one move, like, once you get to Gen 3, I think I would say Gen 4 is when you start to see divergences. Maybe more Gen 5. Gen 4 has some divergences, but mostly just a move or two. But, like, actual playstyles start to really vary up when competitive got more developed and fleshed out in Gen 5 and up. So if you play in, like, Gen 1, you kind of know what Pokemon are going to have, right? So if you're looking at it, you look at your opponent, they start off with, like, an Arcanine, and you look at your team and you go, well, I mean, anything that could complement this Arcanine is not going to win at Mulligan, right? Like, these types of things you can use to your advantage as well. I think maybe people fearing, well, Gen 1 mechanics suck. Well, yeah, but you can also read which Pokemon are going to suck the most at it versus which ones you can use to totally abuse it. There's only 151 pokes, which means your odds of getting a Pokemon that can abuse Gen 1 mechanics are pretty high. Compared to going to Gen 7 and being like, man, I hope I hit that Mega. Okay, but Wrap is not a 100% accurate move. There's also no Dragon Dance in Gen 1. Wrap is like 85 or 70% accurate. Either way, we have a match. No more stalling. We get to go in. Game 1 between Carryvent and Ace of Bade. I didn't change the rave music. It doesn't matter. Battle time. What battle music do I want this time? You know, I usually have these planned out. Just not today. That'll do. Game 1, Ace of Bade on the top side. Kara Event on the close side. Let's take a look at this. Toxapex via Alolan Executor. Not a seemingly advantageous thing for either side, although kind of indicates differences in what each Pokemon could do. One thing I can guarantee is this will be one hell of a match to lead off with. Baneful Bunker instantly being fired after for Kara as the Trick Room comes in. That's why I said, I'm like, what moveset is this Executor going to be using? And the answer is, well, it's Trick Room. It's going to be moving slow, which means it's going to be moving fast. Dragon Hammer, I don't actually know what this thing wants to use. Giga Drain with the Life Orb, that makes sense. A Scald with a Burn wouldn't be the worst thing in the universe, but Kara's not going to actually get it. She's going to have to switch out here. She does have the Regenerator. It's not the most punished. She could try and switch to something that can manage Grass and Dragon. Shouldn't be too difficult, per se. Luckily for Kara, even though this thing is mixed, you kind of know what it's going to be doing. She'll actually be staying in to see if she can get something else down here. Maybe she's going to go for Toxic or something like that. No, she's going to keep trying to go for the Burn here. The leaves do catch fire. It is something, especially since, like, you know, Life Orb plus Burn could just start willing this down way more. She might also be trying to waste the Trick Room. Doesn't want anything else getting super whacked by the Alolan Executor. Knowing that she can switch out with the Regenerator boost and stuff like that. She's going to indeed switch into the Glalie. That is so much damage from that Giga Drain, though. In fact, so far, Kara's produced no Pokemon that can stop this Executor from lying in the same place. Ice Shard is not enough. I do like the fact she went for it, though. I think she might be looking at the rest of her team going, I have nothing to do in the Trick Room, so the best I can do is just answer with priority and do a bunch of damage with priority. Now she'll outspeed and well, the problem is, though, she has to have something to kill this off. Going for Recover? Don't know about that, but he opts for the Draco Meteor. Ace just dropping a Moon. Thanos style, but not enough, actually. Not sure if he expected the Recover. Maybe he forgot. I mean, I forgot too, but that's just because I'm commentating. Most times things just whoop out of the mind once I start looking at it going, face value, go for the Giga Drain. If he had actually gone for Giga Drain there, I was going to say, if Kara goes for Recover and then he goes for Giga Drain, he actually stays alive, because her plan there was to watch just an attack plus Burn kill off the Alolan Executor, but obviously Giga Drain will heal up enough, as we've seen, to survive that. So Ace may be overlooking it, considering he also dropped the Draco onto Toxapex, which can switch out and get the Regenerator bonus. So maybe a bit of an oversight, but I mean, it also does force Kara to feel uncomfortable with a very strong wall. And the fact that Ariados comes in, looking at this Gen 7 ZU tier, type of moveset. Baneful Bunker to come into check, but Toxic Spikes are going to be the answer. Kara, seeing that, will most likely switch so you can save this later and get rid of those hazards at a safer time. I mean, frankly, Toxic Spikes is such a defensive behemoth that could easily switch out right now and switch back in to catch those. She's just going to take the time to recover. I agree with this. So Ace shaking hands with Kara, saying, hey, we'll go for damage or hazards in exchange for healing. And she's just going to stay in here and stall. I actually like this because I think she's kind of saying, Ace, you got to make a move here. You got to do something that's going to be a little different because right now I have the upper hand. I can burn you. I can stay healthy forever. And there is the burn on the area, though. So this thing having an okay attack stat of 90 is kind of just been neutralized. It's now a Toxic Spike / sticky web if it has it. I'm not too sure, though. It's not showing, so he hasn't done it yet. But, you know, Toxic Spikes does not struggle here, and Ace isn't switching. So not overly sure of what exactly he's going to try and pull here. But Kara actually in an okay spot. 2 Pokemon already being taken down to the bare minimum of fainted. Bare minimum. The maximum of fainted. And she's not even breaking a sweat on this wall. Yeah, she lost the Glalie, but for a good cause to get that Alolan Executor down. And yeah, she could just go for a recover here on the final Mega Horn. And it'll be more. Oh, wait, no, it won't be enough. She can still heal up, though, not even worry about this thing's HP. Or she's gonna have to take it down. And she's got Regenerator again, plus the leftovers. This thing is completely healthy, essentially, based on terms. And she's up 5-4 right now in Pokemon. Of course, those numbers don't mean everything, but look at similar to the Golden State Gliscor situation where, hey, defensive wall in the front getting work done is something you like to see. And for Ace, he's got to find a way to break through this because Toxapex can indeed sort of do it for a long time. So it is Baneful Bunker and not Protect, so maybe if you have some kind of status, you can try and make it work. The other nice thing here is it's another Pokemon that cannot be poisoned by Baneful Bunker. So Scizor could come in, might be Mega, might be a problem, can set up with the Swords Dance. Does have to be careful with the burn, though. If he's going into this, he's feeling very confident, maybe saying, I have nothing left but to try and go to +6 and win. Right? And even a burn +6 Pokemon is still a +6 Pokemon. It's not going to be a super guaranteed sweep, but the damage coming out from a Scizor could be a problem. You know what's a bigger problem, though? Flying KFC. You try and shove KFC into a machine, guess what? The machine starts having the shits, and that's what you don't want to deal with here. Ho-Oh coming in. That is an immediate red flag to get the hell out, as the Sacred Fire's going to fly into the Mudsdale. Stamina coming in. No burn, though. That's going to be good for Ace. Mudsdale can tank this all day. Stamina being a very, very good ability. Oh, and the Toxic Biscuit is unfortunate for Kara, and KFC will be buried at the bottom of the dumpster where it belongs. Another critical hit. Man, I've seen this somewhere before today. But nonetheless, that most likely was going to kill anyways. I mean, Ho-Oh's bulky, but that's ×4 super effective from a Mudsdale. Mudsdale's got some offense to it. Scizor's going to be switching it. This is a risky switch. Doesn't get the burn, though. I feel like that Ho-Oh was squandered really badly because then the Mudsdale, if the Mudsdale came in, unless Kara doesn't have another Pokemon to take a ground move, this Mega Scizor is going to be going in. It's not going to be doing much, though. The problem is, oh, she predicted the source. Oh, yeah, okay, this Scizor can't do anything. As long as this thing lives, she goes for the burn, and then she can just go for the Haze. This Scizor right now is at so much risk of being screwed over because Haze happens to have a lot of power points. In fact, it has 40, or 30, which means it goes to the 48. It's kind of disgusting. Yeah, he can roost it off and stall out things, but she could just keep going for Haze. She has 46 more Hazes, by the way. And yeah, Swords Dance has a lot, but she can sit here all day saying, punch me all you want. Leftovers, Regenerator, all this stuff is going to work in my favor, and you can't break through. Forces out the D-Knight. Scald coming in. Doesn't get the burn. 30%. Where is the Showdown Scald chance? We all know that Showdown turned up the chances of Scald burning, but in this case, not shown here for Kara. Kind of unfortunate, actually. You know, you don't want to have to rely on the RNG, but if you use the Scald, you use the Scald for the 30% chance. It does not paying off. Baneful Bunker coming in to check. That is indeed Earthquake coming out. And Dragonite not showing Life Orb, which I don't think matters. Let's see right now. Yep, no Life Orb. So that is going to most likely be either Choice Band or maybe DD Lumberry. So she's actually going to sack the Toxapex. I disagree with that play. Mega Scizor is unlocked. Electros comes in. She didn't even switch into this thing. She could have easily switched into this with the Levitate and said, haha, that would almost be like the natural choice to make. this could basically confirm whether or not this Dragonite is choice banned if we do see a switch here from Ace. Quite possibly. But now Scizor is free. Not if it takes 40%. Yes, you could go for the Roost. You can go for the Roost. You actually make the double switch to the Mudsdale. Flamethrower used. Nice choice here from Kara, obviously seeing that she has the coverage, but also a good choice from Ace. Basically saying, hey, you can go for the safe Thunderbolt. And, you know, Electros is known for one thing. It's known for its coverage. Yeah, Rock Slide comes in, but it's not very fast. Electros is a very thick Pokemon. Kara's going to be able to clean this up, but that's not too bad because that means a lot of Ace's team is still Thunderboltable. And, you know, you've got Thunderbolt, which could do a lot of damage to the Dragonite. You got Flamethrower, which will basically kill off the Scizor, and the answers are not there. Yes, Dragonite can come back in. Yes, Outrage will do an extraordinary amount of damage with Choice Band. Might even kill from 76. Wishy-washy! You have been sent to die! As, yeah, that's a lot of damage. Actually, no, it's going to be able to take it fine. If that's wishy-washy damage, I feel like Electro's going to be fine. The fish is just put on the grill, man. It's over. But Excelgor is the last Pokemon. Electros can do this. And you have to think, man, if that Mudsdale is handled by the Electros, Toxapex Electros could have maybe handled the rest of Ace's team. And Vespiquen's the final Pokemon. Man, oh man. Okay, Kara had a lot of tools to win this. She still can. It's not completely over. But she's going to be kicking herself seeing afterwards that the Ho-Oh had such a great time against Ace's team. Sacred Fire says hello to the rest of them. And then Electros is basically the answer to Mudsdale. So we've been noticing that the difference in power here has been sacking off Pokemon that could very well be a win at any particular moment. Excelgor is still going for the Focus Blast. Not exactly sure why, but now it's stuck in here between the Toxic and the Infestation and the Protect. The spikes will be set up. She's noticing she's going to need something like this to happen. Those spikes can help against the Mudsdale and the Mega Scizor. But oh boy, it's just... It's all about that hindsight and just seeing the difference in play and seeing identifying what Pokemon are more important to send out and finding the win conditions. Finding win conditions is a very difficult thing to do in randoms because that means you have to have a full grasp on play, essentially, on the play of it. And she is just going to go for the 3 layers of spike. She knows it's basically over with the Toxic and the Infestation. And it's going to be Electros versus the world. There's only so much HP on the Electros. Vespiquen will be able to tank at least 1 Flamethrower, if not 2. Is that 1 layer of Toxic Spikes too? There's 1 layer of Toxic Spikes. Huh. 2 layers of Spikes and a layer of Toxic Spikes. And a Dream. That's going to be basically it. Yeah, that Flamethrower is 49% with the flame. Yeah, it's going to be a 3-hit KO. Actually opts to go for the heal. I don't know about that because now you've given yourself like 2 extra turns of Toxic. And Kara's kind of just been drained down to the last bit here. Yeah, she gets the Thunderbolt off. Actually, that makes more sense than the Flamethrower because it's stabbed. Duh. Way to go, noob. Does get the kill, but really didn't have to take that Toxic there. Could have just gone for Thunderbolt. Taking it out. All right, Mudsdale gets brought super low. Giga Drain will heal up Electros a bit, but is it a little too late? Doesn't even go for the heal here. That extra HP could matter. It could, right? If that Dragonite came out first and she gets, well, no, she's gonna get Destralished either way. Bullet Punch comes in, the Flamethrower comes out, Dragonite's the last Pokemon. It looked good, but at the end of the day, game number 1 goes to Ace. Oh man, you know, Ace played it, this is kind of looking identical to game number 1 between the Gliscors and the Chicago Dynamos, which we just saw, where the person who I expected to be kind of on the back foot had a great start and just had a lot of things going, and then just win conditions start to fall through, and their opponent just picks it up at the end of the day and just says, hi, I have this and I'm gonna win it through this way. But the promise is being shown. And, yeah, that's all there is to it. Ace keeping his composure, seeing that, yeah, Pokemon want to be a little mean to him, but he will pull it out with what could have been super scary. He is very fortunate. I mean, there were a lot of burns that didn't happen there, which could matter a bit as well. In fact, those burns could have mattered at the end of the day with fighting the Electros. The Electros almost basically could have taken on that entire team if it was kept healthy enough. And you still had the Toxapex or the Ho-Oh supporting, so. Ace being gifted a bit of grace. I was gonna try and make more Ace rhyming jokes and I lost it all, so I'm just gonna say screw it. We tried. We tried. It's all good. Good to see everybody coming in. Hello, hello. All right, game 2, let's go. I'm in Gen 5. Not that far off, right? Still a gen that can be well played around. I don't know. I'm trying to make this sound way better. It's fucking Pokemon. Let's go. I also told myself I wouldn't swear during these things. F it. It's time for some epic YOLO swagging gameplay, boys. Here we go. Who is Amagamma? Amagamma is the greatest man known to random kind. Emma's the real MVP. All right, they're both ready to go. Let's see it happen here. Kara can pull it back, get herself a point. Ace looking to maintain that perfect record in the Pro Pokeball. His first tournament. Shut up, Ace. It's Goy. Yes. Stealth Rock will be set up here as the Sceptile comes in. Man, this is looking eerily similar to game number 2 between the Gliscors and Chicago Night Owls, as that's a Crobat over there. This is looking very... Okay, we've entered some parallel universe here where apparently Kara Event and the Golden State Gliscors are actually just the same team. We just don't know it until now. Week 3 was the revelation time. That's a little strange, but nonetheless, Marie's team versus Marie's signature Pokemon. Leaf Blade's gonna be coming out doing absolutely nothing to the Crobat, and that Sludge Bomb's gonna be doing a lot because yes, Crobat is in fact okay at special attacking. It's like special Machamp. If you've never used what's it called? If you've never used Choice Specs Machamp with Focus Blast, you are missing out on something really funny. Competitive Pokemon. Do it. Yeah, no guard Focus Blast is great. Lunatone will be a nice answer to Crobat. Crobat can be carrying the Giga Drain though, and some form of hidden power. The Cherrim will be making its way in as the Psycho will be fired out. A little damage here and there. We're already getting to see a little bit of the teams here looking like each other have to switch just to get a little bit of an advantage, which is not a big deal. Yes, hiding information is great in randoms, but simultaneously, you just need to have the answers. And so far, an Energy Ball to the Moon feels pretty healthy as the Cherrim will be taken out because that special drop. Cherrim, if there's no sun, it's just going to be fodder at some point. Yes, it got the damage done. It's not going to be sweeping at the end of the day, so Ace probably has something in the back. Damn it, I had an ace in the whole joke. I just let go of it. God, I'm a noob. I hate it. I need to change my name. Maybe it's just a curse that I put noob in my name. What if I just start calling myself ProPokePro? Just become the triple P. We're not going to question that. Mamoswine, though. That's going to do a ton of damage. It's a very solid Pokemon to have on any team in Gen anything. We'll be able to go for the Icicle Crash, Icicle Spear. Ice Shard will not kill. But any type of ice stab move here will be doing some damage. Obviously, Lunatone has Levitate, so no Earthquake. No reason for Ace to even overpredict here. Just go for the ice stab. See how Kara answers it. Miss Magius isn't going to like it. Sceptile's not going to like it. Rotom, you know, even after the Stealth Rocks, wouldn't like any type of ice move. Does opt for the Ice Shard, though. That wouldn't have killed Lunatone if she had stayed and done some damage. I don't know. Wouldn't have been the worst thing in the universe because probably Lunatone would be dead in 2 or 3 hits regardless. Maybe 2. I'm not too sure. But I also just noticed here, like, Ace has a decent, like, he has Sanergy. He has Sand Synergy. That's kind of funny. Lunatone doesn't count as Sand Synergy. It just benefits in the Special Defense Department, which is not helping against the giant woolly mammoth. Rotom puts the threat down, and Powdon will be able to take the hit. Nice moves coming out here from the Rotom. Good prediction for Kara to go for the Hidden Power Grass. That is Hidden Power Grass. I remember Rotom used to run that with Overheat, obviously. But that's great because that means she didn't actually waste the +2 special attack. Now there, I would have gone for the overheat, because if you notice, that was a super effective hit. Empowered did 42% based on where that Empowered was sitting. Overheat had a chance to get the kill, as now the Raticate's gonna come in, but the Empowered says, no, bring me back my easy bake oven, I'm hungry. Feed in the giant maw that I'm keeping alive. She actually makes a double switch. That Rotom is now dead. The Whirlwind comes back in, brings in the moon. Ace just pulling out the entire cast of X-Kara event on Broadway, as, you know, he's making great use of this Empowered at this point, saying, until that Sceptile comes in, if you're trying to switch to that Sceptile, I'm just gonna keep Whirlwinding. In fact, he can do nothing but Whirlwind right now, knowing he can just take so many hits. He is just trying to spread the damage all the way around as long as he can. Miss Magius usually, I don't think, has Energy Ball. It usually carries Shadow Ball and Thunderbolt. Yeah, you're taking a bunch of damage, but you can go for the slack off. You can just keep spreading it. The sand plus the life orb on everything is just going to make Kara run out of health here to make anything happen until she gets either a crit or some special defense drops, and neither of that is happening. Now, he should have went for it there. The Sceptile doesn't die, and this is the worst time for him to be low on HP. But he knows that Sceptile will die next turn. He can send in the Crobat and easy peasy. In fact, the Leech Seed is kind of brilliant. Unfortunately, damage happens before those types of effects that heal. Kara makes the right decision, just unfortunately 4% HP short. Actually, technically 5, but you know what I mean. Now, this is not going to work out in her favor, though, because, yeah, Heat Wave... Okay, never mind, misses. I take it back. It works out perfectly, because tonight is the night of misses and crits that actually matter to an extent. Just to an extent. But nonetheless, the Crobat is way more hurt than I thought. He actually is going to take himself out there. I guess didn't want to miss the Heat Wave, or was afraid that the Lunatone would come in. But then again, still got to take Stealth Rock, maybe a 10% burn, stuff like that. Yeah, I guess a special defense boost, but actually ends up taking out the Crobat. Rotom could have even switched in, but that would have been even worse. Either way, there was dead. Regardless, it's a rat versus a mammoth, and I don't need to read anything in ancient history to know that probably the mammoth wins this. We're not in Gen 1 where Raticate knows Bubble Beam. It does know Flame Wheel, but oh my god, she gets the burn. That is actually kind of big. Mamoswine's a threat. And based on the rest of Kara's team, the Lunatone's super weak. The Rotom Heat is dead. And Raticate's set up here to go for the Facade and actually just takes out the Mamoswine. But the burn is Gen 5 burn, which means it's 12%. So the rat takes itself out with it. Okay, you know those whole stories where the mouse takes out the elephant type of thing? We just watched ancient history in front of us right now. You didn't know we were watching National Noobographic, where we had a rat fighting a woolly mammoth of the Pokemon universe. Witness them as they take each other out in a fiery passion. Apparently post-apocalyptic sand universe. It is a Moltres versus a Moth. Moth to the flame joke, obligatory. Didn't want to have to say it, but I did. But Kara's team does not like rocks. In fact, this Hippowdon has done so much damn work for Ace. It has made it way closer than it needs to be, but it's not completely over. Hippowdon's hurt, not using a slack off. That no slack off at the end of the day might bite him in the ass as that Hurricane hits through the sandstorm. Dust Devil be damned. Ace is gonna regret not going for that extra slack off before that Whirlwind that brought in the Sceptile that didn't die. Smeargle. Wait, hold on. What did I say? But it's not completely over. Hippowdon's hurt, not using a slack off. That no slack off at the end of the day might bite him in the ass. Is that okay? For some reason, I thought he just went for slack off and just got killed through it. I'm good. Carry on. Hurricane hits through the sandstorm. Dust Devil be damned. Ace is gonna regret not going for that extra slack off before that Whirlwind that brought in the Sceptile that didn't die. Smeargle and Masquerain. Kara can take this match and bring us to a game 3. It has been 3,000 years. The perfect substitute for the Spore that she knows is most likely just gonna fire out from the Smeargle, and the paint's about to melt off the walls. Moltres can take us to that game 3. She knows she's safe, right? Oh, never mind. Whirlwind. Never mind. Rotom's dead. Okay, Easy Bake Oven is broken. No maintenance in sight. I guess these things could have this. Lunatone will be coming in. Will absorb the Spore, I guess. Not the worst thing in the universe, because if he does go for Whirlwind, she did heal up the Moltres, which means if she hits a Fire Blast, this thing's dying. And the worst part is, it's gonna get crit anyways, because that's all that really matters at this point. This gets scary though, okay? Because the Masquerain, it won't be able to use a Focus Sash because the sand will break it. But Hydro Pump should kill this Ludotone off. And never mind, it is just a hidden power. We are going to game 3 for the first time in like 7 series, something like that. Damn. And I think the biggest thing, the thing that I didn't even mention, the thing I didn't even hype up, we no longer have 2 players that have a perfect record. Ace of Bade will fall behind. Yes, he can still win and still have a perfect 2 winning game streak, 3 seasons in or 3 weeks in a row, but no perfect for him. He will have that little bit of a smudge on his trainer card. That's a big deal. It could be a big deal when tiebreakers come along, right? And for Kara, hey, that's the start to the climb. 1 point here and there could mean the difference in the standings to reach that top 6. Well played. Actually worked out in her favor. That's where you wanted to see the difference in the Pokemon. It looked okay for Ace, but honestly, that lack of going for that slack off, I think might have actually, I'd have to go look at it a little more, but not slacking off there on the turn that he whirlwinded meant that he was 50% less HP on that. Could have gotten the Moltres phased out when it was going for the Roost anyways and just try and get more and more damage off. Even if you got that, well, no, technically, she would have went for the Fire Blast. You just keep going for Slack Off, try and make that stall, but, you know, nonetheless, not going to get it. Maybe been a little bit doomed there now, I think, when the Moltres coming in. We'd have to hope for a miss and then, like, an unpunished Whirlwind, but, you know, Pokemon has those kinds of mechanics, trying to abuse those mechanics, but Kara pulling it back here, pulling away from the bottom, trying to climb up a little bit on the ladder. Going to game 3, that's going to be a Gen 6 match. Still pretty comfortable zone for both these players. This is kind of spicy. A win here for Kara would be a big blow to Ace. Ace, I don't think this type of loss for him would make him look way weaker in the tournament or anything like that, but was looking to be the partner with Manny Marshadows to go up to that 6-point lead in first place. But Kara can play spoiler. Take Ace down to a king. That was a good, come on, that was good. That was good. Give that to me. When aces are high, when aces are low, where's he gonna go? A 2? I don't know. I'm losing my mind. This is late. All right, here we go. Game number 3. Actually, this is kind of perfect music. This is Gen 5 Elite 4 music. Will we see a mulligan in this match, in this final game to end off week 3? Kara saying ready, staring down the face of Shedinja, clearly has the coverage. Also know she probably has Toxic on that Hitmontop. And they are going with it. Here we go. Shedinja can be really, really good in randoms, but also really, really bad in randoms because it can get a lot of control down, but it can also just be cheesed out by Leech Seed or Toxic or Shadow Sneak or anything that this Gourgeist wants to do. It's actually a Gourgeist large. Now, you might be thinking, Noob, why does that matter? Well, the bigger they get, the lower their speed is, and the higher their HP is. So the fact that it's large actually means it's 5 base points faster, which can mean something in the long run. Yes, it has less base HP, but it actually has a little bit more speed. And back when I played the Mono Ghost Battle Spot singles, this mattered. The metagame actually kind of evolved. I kind of evolved the meta a bit for myself by choosing a different sized Gourgeist to get myself more speed to outspeed certain Mono Ghosts in the thing. But we're not about gloating about how great I was for the Gen 6 metagame. We're going to gloat about how this Gourgeist right now is in
kind of about me gloating.
But however, the Suicune is already at +2.
Like, yeah.
Yes, it has Ice Beam, but you gotta be careful. It's a physical Pokemon, and I don't know if Ace knows that Seed Bomb on Gourgeist is quite common. Might not be something people will see. They can stare at this Gourgeist and not realize Gourgeist. Oh, she went for the sub. That hurts so much. That hurts. If she went for Seed Bomb there, this thing was managed. In fact, oh man. Okay. This matters quite a bit. If this thing has Rest. If this thing is Rest Talk, no, it might be Rest, 2 attacks with Calm Mind. Luckily, she could go into this, go for the Aqua Jet, should kill. It's not gonna outspeed though, she barely survives it, goes for the DD, stays calm. She will be able to go for the Aqua Jet right now. She has to go for the Aqua Jet, or she's at +1 speed. She just go for the knockoff. Okay. What was really lucky there for Ace is he had leftovers, but also if she had gone for C-Bomb, this Crawdaunt would have been in a way better position, but nonetheless still works out. Let's not think about doom and gloom situation. She's at +1 speed, not that it means much for a Crawdaunt, it's like base 55 speed. But a lot of power sitting behind this thing. Adaptability, dual stab is a giant threat. Articuno is a especially defensive Pokemon, isn't going to outspeed this Crawdaunt because Articuno itself is not that much faster. And the knockoff does an extraordinary amount of damage, says I will die on my own terms. Ace not recognizing that, frankly, I was thinking that too. Though Roost coming out means Weavile could come in and clean up the Articuno. Somebody get me a vinyl. We have a turntables happening. She actually goes for the setup. That is greedy, but also a good kind of greed. Amagamma is hyper clapping in chat right now. He says I could get the kill, or I could guarantee I get 4 kills. And she exactly goes for that. Yes, the Toxic plus the Life Orb is going to limit the life of the Weavile, but a +2 Weavile, that's kind of scary. Especially since Ace kind of didn't go for the Roost, didn't go for anything there. Going for the Roost would have meant most likely living even maybe a +2. Would it have lived a +2? I don't know. Ooh, low kick coming in, doing a lot of damage. The Wish will come out. He does have the Protect, so he can stall out this Weavile. Maybe Kara sees through that. Goes for another Swords Dance, makes the final hit the best one. But instead, just lets it die and wastes the Wish. Says, what I really wish for is to go to bed. Potentially losing here. 4-2. Has that Hypnotop even been touched? No. Slowbro is a good Pokemon to try and sweep with. But hey, a +2 knockoff is going to send this thing pretty close to the dumpster. That is pretty close to the dumpster. Luckily for him, the fact that it has a Mega Stone can't be knocked off saves its life. Otherwise, that was a dead bro. And Ninetales shows up, says, what's your water move gonna do to me? Kara has the answers. Kara is looking to take her first 2-point victory in the ProPokeBowlRando. It is 3-1. A Bisharp to end it all. It is not going to be enough damage. A Fire Blast will finish this off. And Kara has taken down the favorite in the tournament. GG. Astounding play to take games off of Ace, who's been looking clean the entire tournament. That mixes up the rosters a little bit more than I thought it would. Man, oh man. The answers in the play, you could say maybe there's a little bit more to be desired here from Ace, but overall, Kara having the better, like Kara Game 3 had a better team here to make that all happen. But the aggressive decisions actually, I think, caught Ace a little off guard. Playing on the edge of glory, and it's actually going to pay out in spades. In fact, it's going to pay out in 2 points. Okay, so you remember what I said about that whole, like, confidence boosting thing? Yeah, that's more than a confidence booster. Kara just won, like, 7th versus 1st place. Just takes a victory off of somebody who was just taking people by the neck and super flexing them off a friggin' cliff. That is a good victory. That's going to matter a lot in round 2 because I still think that Ace is a spectacular player. But having that under your belt, if you're Cass, could mean a lot in tiebreakers if points start to get a little bit spicier. Look, I am a sucker for underdog victories, but I also like to watch the strong literally dumpster people. You know, as yours truly, who literally does that on a regular basis. No, not really, but good for her. She's taking it back. Kind of concerned with some of the mistakes that could be made with some of the mechanics of the game, but at the end of the day, makes the right calls when it matters. It takes the 2 points. That's big. That's really big. All right, at the end of it all, let's take a look at how the points are shaping up after that 2-1 victory. What does this actually do to the standings? It's not terrible or anything for anybody, but I mean, the main benefactor here is going to be Kara Event, because after that, she's actually going to be moving up to tie Ice Cold. after another unfortunate defeat here in week 3 for him. Wait, was it defeat in week 3? I don't remember now. I'm great at remembering this shit. What do you at, Ice Cold? Did you lose game 3? Yeah, you did. Manny Marshall was right. That's also really cool. The fact that Carry Event went from, like, Voyager the clear now first place, and then going to Ace, who was tied for first place, and taking that victory. That is going to be the biggest story for this round. That's gonna matter. That's gonna matter a lot. Let me get the updated standings for you here. Yes, do it. That update? Nope, of course not. Why would it update? Why would it ever update, noob? Why would it ever? Why would it ever? Doesn't need to update, just wants to taunt you, wants to make a bunch of bling noises for you so you look like an absolute turd. You're not allowed to have anything good, noob. There you go. Alright. At the end of it all. Self-deprecation and, you know, cursing out RNG till I go blue in the face aside, these are the final standings after week 3. Manny Marshall's currently the only, and will always be, for now, the only undefeated coach. 3-2-0s in a row. Ace of Bade being brought down to second. Still has the 5 points, but brought down to second place nonetheless. Cincy Cascades, Chicago Night Owls will be tied at the end of it for third. Ice Cold will now be holding Kara in fifth with Golden State Gliscors and Hitting Hero looking to get a piece of the action. Definitely looking forward to see what week 4 is going to be bringing us here as the Golden State Gliscors get their chance to try and break the winning streak of the Manny Marshalls. Carry Event going up against a bolstered Cincy Cascoons. Ice Cold looking to maybe dig the knife a little deeper into Ace of Bade, and then Hero still pulling out his D8 and trying to whip it at the Chicago Night Owls as hard as possible to make it like a Kill a Mockingbird analogy. He might be whipping out a D100 for that. I don't actually know. Maybe he just starts D8ing his entire battle. Like, he just pulls out a D4 for the moves, a D6 for the switching, a D8 for the drafting. Just has a catapult in the back to whip like 90,000 dice at his opponent to try and make that victory happen, but there it is. The end of ProPokeBowlRando Week 3. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week for more matches. If you'd like to take a look at the standings yourselves and see what matches you're looking forward to, exclamation bracket in chat will give you that information. Make sure you join the Discord, exclamation Discord in chat, so that you can jump in and watch these live on Discord, the Done Between Discord and Twitch. Anything that's done on Discord will be shown live, and I'll probably be trolling the picture all along the way. So, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in Week 4. How do I hire that man on to do commentary for me? That'd be great to do, wouldn't it? Hi. What do we got here? Oh, I really want to try multi-battles one night, Sharking. I really want to try that one night. I think multi-battles would be super fun to play. Yeah, I've looked at other options, Ace. Like, the thing that I like about Slobs is it just keeps everything in the same place. I'm always worried about losing all my stuff. I don't know if it... I'm sure it has some level of... what's it called? I'm sure it has some level of cloud support and stuff like that, but... the couple of times I've had to switch just kind of suck. But yeah. It's got everything there. It's just resource intense. They did put it in, actually. They slipped it in with April Fools-ish, or no, it was like the third week of April or something like that. And people thought, like, you can't be serious, and it's actually a thing. It's in beta. I have yet to try it, but it does in fact exist. And they were talking about 2v2 multi-battles as well. Or sorry, no, that's the 2v2 one. I can't remember. There's no ladder for it. You just play it. It's a custom format. I think, what were they talking about? I thought they were talking about free-for-all. They were asking people if they wanted, like, the Pokemon battle, the battle arena thing from Gen 7. By the way, guys, I got a package here from Sick Kids. I think it's my t-shirt. Am I worried about PokeLink not possibly working in July? No, because I trust that Jez will figure out a way. Jez always has never been held back. I have worked with that man since the early inception of PokeLink, about 3 or 4 months into the project. Maybe even less than that, maybe two months into the project. And Jez, Link, and now Nimbus will find a way. Hey! Oh, what the hell is that? Is that a balloon? Ew. Okay. It's a balloon, chat! It's a balloon. Sick Kids is not handing out the other thing. Although, honestly, putting a balloon not even in plastic is kinda... in COVID times, especially. Oh, it's like... oh, it's ribbed text. Cool. Sick Kids, and... this year's t-shirt. Now, this is the... oh, yeah, look at that puppy. Look at it go. Not bad, right? I don't think this is the raise $250. I can't remember if this is the raise $250 shirt. It's not nearly as fancy as the other ones. I like the other ones designed better. This is the Versus one, though. Yeah, it's ribbed. Yeah. What happened to PokeLink? There's something changing in Chrome. Or something in their system where it will not be able to read the information and or is it in slobs? One of the two things are changing. Yeah, there you go. Google in the core of the browsers, they'll be changing it, which won't let it connect. So you won't be able to get the web sources. So he has until July 1st to figure out what to do with that. He has told me, I can't give you too much information because it's all secret, but the reason why I trust Jez is he has been working on a system that will not rely on that. That's as much as I can say. Also as much as I understand. So, you know, there's that. But Jez has always found a way. Link will find a way. Nimbus will find a way. They'll figure it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm still going to support PokeLink. I'm sure many people will be freaking out in the Discord for about a month, not updating. There are already people who aren't even fully updated to what it is now. And they complain like, why isn't my PokeLink working? Why isn't version 0.4? It's like, we're on version 6, I think. I don't remember which one's open. The one I'm working with is like 0.7, 0.12 for alpha for the bot stuff. The one that's public is not anywhere near that. Or it's like 1 or 2 updates off. Jez entrusted me with this particular thing with the bot commands because I told him I would do it. I'm still gonna do it. We still have that Ultra Sun run to play. Yeah, it's got little bumpy text. This text is bumpy. You got the alpha too? Yeah. If you're part of the alpha testing, Ux, you get the big one. Also, good to see you. Yeah, what version is PokeLink on right now? Okay, early app has 5.1 beta 4. Early app version, sharing these versions will get you removed. You're a patron. Tester's Treehouse is on... oh, Goruto did something nice. Hey, Norwegian translations. Nice. Yes, he's working on catch-em-all races. If he can get that working, I'll be using that a lot too. Yeah, public releases are on 0.5.0. Early app is on 0.5.1. The one I'm running is 0.5.1 alpha 14. You guys are running alpha, or you're running beta 4. I'm running alpha 14. I have a I'm flexing my e-PokeLink peen. I've got a much more advanced PokeLink than you. Oh, if Kappa, yeah, Kappa Gen would probably get affected by that as well. Eye sucks. That's cool. Oh, bumpy text. I don't remember. I think of it as it's ribs. It's like feeling ribs. It's ribbed. That's all. Nice. We're Jez's special people who get to try things and have a lot of fun with it. Yeah. GG's to everybody. Oh, what happened to Tavares? Let's see. Oh, he's out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Nice. I don't know what happened between... I don't watch hockey. I just keep up with information. I saw our star player got knocked on his ass really badly. Wait. What? No. 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 No, they didn't. Twitch didn't. Fuck off. Him on top was probably a defensive set, Cass. It wasn't even needed. Hold on, I'm reading this before I start creating drama. I just like to hype it up, and then if there's no drama, I just drop it. Here, you guys could read it for yourself. It's a Twitch thing. Good. Good statement. A standard statement, but people need to hear said statement. Yes. Yes. As a reflect by the driver advertiser base and failed to notify them. So rely on us. Yeah. Interesting. Why disappointed though? I think it's stupid, but not in the way maybe you think it is. Here, let's bring it up. Internet 2. Let's dissect, shall we? Not what I wanted. Why is this not being recognized? There we go. Boop. Sleep trains can't exist. You cannot sleep on stream. That is a fact. And I will explain it to you as somebody who has literally been... Actually, let's just... Screw this page. I was going to bring it... Let's bring it to the internet. The internet site. Alright. Okay. First of all, I'd like to remind everybody that we have fantastic conversations on this channel. And we will never... insult or hurt people for their own opinions and their own standpoints. All we're trying to do is develop our opinions about things that we can read. All right. Okay. So, big talk of the town. People have been talking about this for weeks. As a creator, let me tell you, there is nothing wrong with hot tub streamers. Not a single thing. Breaks 0 TOS, files under everything that they put in. There is nothing that breaks this inherently. People who complain about it are the same people that complain about quote-unquote titty streamers, complain about quote-unquote female creators who are using their body and stuff like that. This has no issue. There's nothing wrong with hot tub streaming. Not a single thing. However, there's a different issue with this. So, all this is saying, no one deserves to be harassed for the content they choose to stream, how they look, or who they are. All right, let's do the whole thing. Over the past few weeks, we've seen and had many conversations about hot tub streams. We want to address it candidly. Good. The content brings up questions that are complex with few easy, clear answers. Okay. We're approaching it thoughtfully and respectfully. Sure, whatever. This is why we've taken our time to address it publicly after a lot of internal deliberation. Bullshit. Given the nuances, is going to be a lot of posts. Want to explain detail our thinking and approach, as well as next steps, both the short and long term. Winded stuff, standard PR. Let's go. Much of the conversation we've seen hit focus on the people who are streaming this and similar content, including assumptions about their motivations and intentions, and we want to make a few things clear. I just want to say they are just saying female. You can't assume when you read that you're saying that men and women are being held accountable for this. This is talking about women creators who are using hot streams. Not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying when they say assumptions about their motivations and creations, they're using their, but you know the only thing that people have been bitching about are women creators. It's the only thing people are bitching about. They're not bitching about men in hot tubs in their swim trunks. They're bitching about women in bikinis. All right, first and foremost, no one deserves to be harassed for the content to choose to stream, how they look, or who they are. We will take action against anyone who perpetuates this kind of toxicity on our service. They've said this before, and they're haphazard about it. Second, while we have guidelines about sexually suggested content, being found to be sexy by others not against our rules, which is, by the way, super stupid that people think that because someone is really good looking, that they don't deserve to have a platform and make money off of it. If it's in TOS, they can do whatever the fuck they want. And Twitch will not take enforcement action against women or anyone on our service for their perceived attractiveness. I appreciate them saying it this way. Will not take enforcement action against women. They put that first, or anyone on our service, because this is the targeted audience. I don't even need a statistic to show you. You know that there is a ton of misogyny all over the fucking place. This needs to be said, and I'm glad Twitch said it, as, again, dumb as it should not have to be said. It's true. People are targeting women creators who are in hot tubs. Stop that. Our policies apply. There have been confusion about whether streams for hot tubs are permissible under the current policies. We understand why rules are written have contributed to that confusion, which they always have. Under our current nudity and attire and sexually suggested content policies, streamers may appear in swimwear and contextually appropriate situations at the beach, in a hot tub, for example. And we allow... See, this is... I don't know if this was actually said. I would have to go back and check. I don't know if they just threw that in there as an example. There have been beach streams before. I think part of the issue, or part of the thing, is a lot of recreational streams, right? People going out and things like that. You're looking at what they're dressing in and things and of the sort. But contextually, when you're looking at it from being in more revealing attire, I guess. I guess that's the only word you can really use. Stuff like the beach, a hot tub is going to be applicable. No one's streaming from their bathroom, right? Or unless they were using the hot tub in their bathroom, in which case, lucky bastards. I want a hot tub for a bathtub. I'd take that. And we allow creative expression like body writing and body painting. By the way, I don't understand why people still shit on body painters. I'm not going to say it's like my #1 art to watch or to appreciate, but it is an art form, and it has been accepted. When they moved creative arts or art and whatever onto Twitch, art and crafting section, they literally fucking said that body painting is okay under certain terms, like wearing pasties and the like wearing tape over the nipples and stuff like that. Because remember, the reason why Christina Aguilera was able to wear that thing where it only covered her nipples is nudity only goes as far as seeing the little areola with a bump on it. That's nudity, in case you didn't know that. Women can go out and wear stuff in areas that have dress codes as long as the nipple is covered. That's all that matters. It was Christina Aguilera, right? Was it Christina? From like late 90s, where she wore like that really stupid thing where it's just like wires and then just 2 dots on her boobs, like on her nipples. That was it. Yeah. Exactly, Broken. I'm not saying it's not real art. It is impressive. I'm just saying it's not my favorite thing, but at the same time, it is an art form, and Twitch has said it's fine. And it is fine, because they are taking every precaution to not just be bare-breasted on stream and going like, all right, guys, let me just Let me just really quickly show you. I'm gonna put some paint here, and no, like it's all covered. They're doing things correctly. I think some of them even put a foundation on before they go on stream because that would take too long. So like oh, there you go. Yeah, it was either Madonna or Christina Aguilera. It was one of those two wearing that. I will never forget that because my dad looked at it. He's like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "Dad, is she naked?" He goes, "Nope, that's okay. The nipples the only thing that have to be covered." I go, "Wow." That's like saying a man can go out with no pants on as long as the tip is covered. That's where it goes too far. Of course. But anyways. Was it Madonna with the cone-shaped bikini? I don't remember that one. Was that the cone-shaped bikini? I don't remember. I just remember the part with covering the nipple. Nonetheless, this is completely acceptable and completely accepted and within reason. Perfectly fine. Provided the streamer has appropriate coverage as outlined by the attire policy. Nudity or sexually explicit content, which we define as pornography, sex acts, and sexual services, are not allowed on Twitch. Obviously, there are going to be things that we can't argue. Like, there are going to be certain things that people can argue. Could be fan servicing, right? Could be servicing stuff like squats for money and stuff like this. At the same time, though, the squat is not a sex act or a sexual service. It's an exercise, right? Until it is proven that, you know, it's a little more revealing or gets to that, that's where that kind of gray area comes in. But simultaneously, I mean, if anybody who's built, man or woman, does a squat and you see that ass, that's how a squat works. That means they're doing the squat properly if they actually have the ass out. I had to learn that to help with my lower back. It's just the way it is, right? As long as the camera's not like directly and like the camera's going up and down the butt, it's not any of these things. These types of things are being managed. Our intention with the sexually suggestive policy was to draw a line on content that is overtly and explicitly sexually suggestive, not to ban all content that would be viewed as sexually suggestive, but we acknowledge that our rules are not as clear as they could be. Once again, they've said this multiple times and they still haven't fully cleared it up. Prohibiting every form of content that could be interpreted as suggestive would also result in far more restrictions on the video games and premium content that we currently allow, especially considering the way that female characters are sometimes objectified or presented in a sexualized manner. Because again, they're focusing on the fact that it's women harassment. I appreciate the way they say this. Any feminine, female, woman character in a video game is generally over-sexualized and focused on. Generally, they are sexually focused on. Then you start getting into the games where you're looking at, you know, certain RPGs where it gets a little weird. As long as you're not doing anything with it, you can't touch it. It's like Cyberpunk, right? Like they said, nudity in Cyberpunk is perfectly fine as long as you're not pausing the stream on the nudity and just letting it play. The idea was to just mash through the scenes. Yeah, it's there. There's like a part where you're in a bar and you have like strippers dancing, like hollow strippers dancing. It's fine to play as long as you're not focusing on it. Wasn't that similar to Rust? Before did they always have the wiener filter on? I can't remember. I can't remember if the wiener filter was on before, but I remember there was a time with bigger creators where I think they were playing Rust and like the dong was all over the place, but as long as you weren't like staring down and doing really weird things with it, like everybody just ran around butt naked, right? I don't remember exactly that building up. Okay. Sexually suggestive content, in order to draw lines in an area that is particularly complex to assess, as sexual suggestiveness is a spectrum that involves some degree of personal interpretation of where the line falls. Again, this is the part of the reason why this is so hard for everybody to play around nicely in the playground, because everybody has a different thing. But the thing is, breastfeeding is not inherently sexual, Broken. It is biological, right? If you start going up and motorboating the breasts after she's done breastfeeding, no fucking shit, that's sexual acts, right? Like, honestly, if you start doing that stuff, that is the problem. But things like that is biological. You cannot stop it, right? That's like saying you can't go to games that make people go to the bathroom. As long as you're not staring at the dick while it goes to the bathroom, going into a bathroom is a biological act. You can't stop it, right? Either way. This is something that's always going to exist, right? Where to draw the line is always difficult when it comes to rules. It happens with every creator with the rules on their channel. Excuse me, it happens with any business you go into. Remember, I've worked as a manager or a supervisor, or basically I've always been not just a normal employee at jobs. I've seen how people draw rules and the difficulty that comes with it. I'm not excusing Twitch for the multitude of issues that they've made over the years, and I mean years, where they have tried to draw a proper line for people to play nicely around, but it also comes down to, just like with COVID, just like everything else, everything comes down to everybody needs to have a clear mind and understand that there's a fucking document that says what's okay, and if you start interpreting it and bringing a gray area into a black and white answer, you are failing. The gray area does not work under rules. That's like saying no pushing in the playground. Well, what if I put a fake hand on a stick and then push? Well, you said push, so you push the person, but I'm not pushing it. That's what people are doing with this whole thing with the hot tub streaming, right? I understand how dumb people can be, but it's like you're complaining about if they want to throw money at somebody who's sitting in a hot tub stream. This said, right? They're more interesting than you could ever be from you playing COD or you playing anything or doing anything on camera where they could just sit in a hot tub and talk with people. Guess what? A lot of people like having friends like that, and some of them I've even checked it out, right? I've gone into these type of streams because I like to keep up with the market, with the meta. I don't what's it called? I like to keep up with what happens. I started watching chess streams when chess became popular. I watched the hot tub meta. Like, I've watched all these things because it's part of my job, right? So I take a look at these things. And oftentimes, there's a ton of fucking harassment in there, but they're always still having pleasant conversations, just like just chatting streams. So, and I've been in both men and women's streams, and they're both doing the same thing, right? Obviously, there's a lot more harassment in the women's streams, but they are just chatting, just like other things. People are gaming from their hot tubs. Unfortunately, Llama God, I don't have the room. If I could stream from a sauna or a hot tub, I would. Oh my God. Can you imagine me just never raging at a game because I'm too busy steaming it up at 100 Fahrenheit? Holy shit. How you doing today? I would love to stream from a sauna if it didn't, one, fry everything, and two, didn't cost me money to set up a sauna somewhere. That'd be so good. Okay, anyways, moving on. We will always aim to avoid being overly punitive based on assumptions. I forget what punitive means. Define punitive. This is what I do when I read stuff, by the way. Inflicting or intended as punishment. Overly punishing based on assumptions. When we have taken enforcement action on this content, we've only done so in the case of a clear violation to our guidelines. Done. There you go. To make lines between what we consider to be overtly or explicitly sexually suggestive more clear, our team is planning to update our policies on sexually suggestive content in the coming months. So this might target stuff down like, you know, the squats, right? I think the only thing that kind of ties down the line are the exercises that kind of focus on body parts when they're doing it, right? Like when I watch a dude like bench press, the camera is not zoomed in on his crotch, right? Zoomed in on the action. When he's doing squats, or when anyone's doing squats, you're looking at the squat, right? But if the camera is moved to focus on the butt, not the whole action of the squat, that's when it becomes a problem. That's where I say that would be the line would be, right? They don't need to, Ux. They choose to. They just choose to. So they can show in hot tub. That's exactly it. Why do people stream to begin with, Ux, right? Why do I choose to play Pokemon? Why do I choose to stream the way that I stream? I've chosen that. In fact, to put it on the complete opposite side, think of it from a business perspective. You're always looking to be the new best thing. So yes, my version of it is do Tetris, which isn't done very often with many Pokemon creators, or from the just chatting perspective, how do you outdo just chatting in a camera? Just chatting on a camera with a hot tub, right? Just chatting. Fuck, people could go to horse farms and sit on a horse and have a GoPro while they're riding a horse. Why? Because they can and because it's new, right? I don't think in terms of following trends or creating brand new trends that become viral or just like inspire things, right? I inspire within a genre. These people are doing the exact same thing, right? So if they choose to stream from a hot tub, it's just something new, right? It's like on TikTok. Look at fucking sea shanties. Who the hell cares about sea shanties? The answer is a lot of people in the world. So all of a sudden, sea shanties pick up. You spike a viral trend. Everybody jumps on the sea shanty thing. Sea shantiers unite. You're making money. That's how it works. Does that mean they're going to stay in hot tub for the rest of their days? No. You'll probably see them switch over to something else. it is a flex. It is a flex, Marie. It's no different from when people are streaming like an entire group of friends who live in the same house, and they have like the 14 cameras that show their whole layout. So they have like a security cam thing on the side and just showing like, yeah, look how friggin' rich we could be. We could set up 15 web setups and go from there, right? To each their own, Ux. I'm actually thinking about trying TikTok, but mostly for motivational speaking, or just like doing the dramatic readings I was talking about on Patreon. I think that might be interesting content that I don't hear much about. Everybody does motivational speaking, but do they do dramatic reading and commentating over squirrels running in their backyard? Or in my case, the eight squirrel friggin' orgy that happened under my deck. That was terrible. But anyways, not deck, under my grill, even worse. But yeah, like it can be fun, right? It's the same thing. TikTok is going to be the exact same thing as people that said with Twitter, people say with Facebook. Social media will always have that. But the point is, you're trying to hit a trend, right? You don't want to rely on viral content because that does not sell. It is very short term, and you got to be popular. If you don't get it, everyone wants to go viral. You don't want to go viral. You want to go consistent. You want to become known, right? Being virally known doesn't count. Being known as a creator, think about Steven Spone, think about people like Pokimane, right? Not even like Ninja, right? Tim the Tatman, big freaking names. The charity community, Mr. Lobo or Mr. Lobro, like those types of people. You want to be known, not viral. Oh my God, Ux, why? Yeah, it's 15 minutes and a quick K. You don't want to be that. It's way faster, but it is not the content I strive for, and it's not the content a lot of people who want to make a long-term living strive for. And you also have to remember a lot of these things collapse when you go viral. But the point is here, what it's saying, right? Yes, the rules need updating. Yes, there's always going to be a gray line, but people have to read the lines, right? I'm not going to defend. I don't defend Twitch anymore. I pick out pieces that they're saying that make sense and then still wait for them to be fully accountable, right? The only thing I can say is it's a business. You have to work with it, and it's not affecting you, right? Someone being in a hot tub is not affecting your day. If you don't want to go to their stream because they're streaming from a hot tub, that is completely up to you, right? But the issue is you can mumble and grumble and go complain to it, and if we time you out, you can't be upset about that because most of those people just won't care about your opinion. Not saying your opinion's not valid, but if we don't care, that's the point, right? A lot of people just don't care. It's the people who care are using this as yet another way to target women creators in a meta that they've created that is making them a lot of bank. That has made them stand out from the random streams that are literally just this, right? Like, not to make fun of them, but this is what a just chatting stream would look like. You know, it's like, hey, we're talking here for 5-6 hours. Maybe I fire up a little thing in the thing. You send me a clip and I put it in the corner here. We go from there. There's nothing wrong with that. All they want to do is change this to a hot tub. That's it. And people are mad about it because they say it's sexually suggestive. It's no more sexually suggestive to that individual who probably has issues with it than a woman sitting there with a low-cut top. And they are allowed to do both of those things without anybody questioning or giving them permission. This generally comes down to individuals, right? I've been burned in the past by relationships where I am very insecure if my girlfriend gets hit on by other men, right? Or women at this point too, because both have happened. But like, I get very insecure, and I've gotten a lot better at it because what ended up happening was that downward slope made me start to hate other people who were using their natural beauty to make money. It made me hate it for a very long time. And what I had to convince myself was, if I'm uncomfortable, I talk to my girlfriend and I don't have to make sure, but I need to understand. And if I truly trust my girlfriend, which I didn't in my past, I didn't trust my ex or my exes, right? But my current girlfriend, there was one time where I got really nervous thinking that she was, you know, just letting herself free and doing all these stupid things that I don't like. But the problem is, I'm disliking what she does because it's something I hate. But it doesn't affect me, right? It can make me uncomfortable, but it doesn't affect me, and it's not right of me to grieve my pains and my discomfort onto her when it's not hurting me at all, right? There's nothing wrong with talking it out. But I've gotten a lot better from, you know, You wearing low-cut tops is literally attracting all the men coming in. No, that's not what it is. Those men are broken, right? Those men are desperate and want it to and think it's still a dick show like in like 1000 BC, where if you lifted a larger rock, you get the girl. That's not what it is anymore, right? It's insecurity on my part thinking that, but also being able to talk about and recognizing those feelings is kind of that healthy medium. Right? And that's what ends up happening here with a lot of people with the hot tub streamers. They look at them, they go, man, they're making a lot, yeah, they're not me either, broken. I can't try and steal another man's woman. It's just not. I can't steal a partner. I just can't do it, right? I went through that kind of desperation phase after I broke up with my ex the second time, because again, it was a very admittedly abusive relationship mentally and sexually, and it fucked me up really badly. And there are still remnants that I talk about with my therapist and my girlfriend, right? There are a lot of things that I deal with, but I can tell you right now, once I started to realize that I could talk with people, or I could talk with my girlfriend, because that's the only person that matters, and she knows my opinions and my feelings on things, but she also knows that if I am towing a line, that she can tell me to back off and recognize that if she's happy and it's not affecting me, that's the way it's going to be, right? It's a tough pill to swallow, but that's only tough because of the amount of abuse that I've gone through in my past relationships. So... but that's a real type of relationship you want. And that's what people are not going to understand with this hot tub meta. People have broken emotions. They're like, wow, this is cheaper than Pornhub, even though Pornhub is free too, by the way. You don't need a premium. It's called a filter. If you really want to go that route, go for it. Yeah, that's exactly it, Marie. People don't realize that either. They don't realize that a meta game evolves. Think about it this way, right? When I switched from PTCGO to nuzlocke, the community changed a lot, and yet I still have a community that can bolster the same numbers. Think about someone like who's got 5,000-6,000 people before they were sitting in a hot tub. Now they sit in a hot tub and they go up to 10K. Simultaneously, you sit in a hot tub, go from 5K to 1.5K. What's the difference? The difference is you're just literally changing your content, but that community is still there. Right? I think about ex-pro players for esports where the community drops by 90% because, simply put, they're not a pro gamer anymore. They came to watch pro gaming. That's perfectly fine, but at the end of the day, there's still that base. You don't just show up you think that people are actually just gonna get in a hot tub and get an enormous amount of views? Not one. Here, let's put it this way. Let me give it to you very bluntly. You can yell at me all you want about this. If you're a woman and you just started streaming on Twitch and you thought that the way you're gonna get a quick 2,000 viewers is by sitting in a hot tub with a bikini, you're a moron. That's not gonna work. This doesn't work. These people have come from multiple videos, multiple Instagram posts of them in bikinis showing off styles. There was one stream I went into, she is literally a model of bikinis and lingerie. And the hot tub meta boosts her perfectly. Because now it's like, yeah, it's in meta. It's not weird. It doesn't need to be brand new. It's like, yeah, there are many people jumping into hot tubs, and now her brand just freaking shoots up 900%. It's brilliant business, right? But if you expect to just jump in a hot tub and people are gonna watch you, no, that's not how it works. You have to build a community. I can play Shadows of Adam after this, and yes, my numbers may drop because people are here for Pokemon. Numbers will probably drop by now because I'm not playing Pokemon. But at the end of the day, I still have a base of community that people will come back to watch, no matter what, right? And that's what you really want to build. The 1,000 true fans theory is something that people do not understand. It goes down to what we were talking about earlier with Patreon, where you love to hear people saying, because Marie was saying, it's like, we'll watch no matter what you do and support you, and I appreciate that. From a business standpoint, business doesn't care about that kind of thing. They care about the 1,000 true fans, where in order for you to get to that point where you can say that and then feel good about it from 1,000 people saying it, theoretically, whatever your quote-unquote 1,000 is, that's the point, right? That's that level you want to reach, where you are essentially free to feel that you have reached that level where you have those amount of devoted fans who will support you both viewership wise, financially, but also just community wise, to be able to make the content the most ideal you can ever make it. It's work. You don't get a promotion 2 weeks into it because you're that good. You're not like me where you get very lucky that you just show a set of skills where they bump you up a position or two because they trust in you. People don't have that kind of situation that I had. Most don't. In fact, most never get it, right? That's where people get confused. Anyways, This is another big one. We also address questions for our creators about suspending advertising on their channels. This is where I'm going to diverge. And agree and disagree with a lot of people online. On Twitch, brands get to decide where and when their ads appear. Yes. Today, they can target or avoid specific categories of content and flag channels that don't meet their standards. Yes. This means that Twitch, in rare cases, will suspend advertising on a channel at the advertiser's request. Yes. New favorite Pokemon meta? Hot tub luck when? What would we have to do for a tub lock? What would that be? Only water, fire. We need all the Pokemon types that can live in a hot tub. If we get a Charmander on our team, the run's over. Rip Charmander. Volcanion, the literal. Well, okay, we need Camera, Torkoal, and Volcanion. Done. Meg Cargo can work. We need hot coals. Do we have hot coals? That's probably our cargo. Volcanion only. Okay. We absolutely do not permit brands to use protected characteristics as a filter for advertising targeting or blocking. I don't know what that means, but whatever. We recently suspended advertising on some channels. We're talking about Amaranth. She was one of the biggest ones that were flagged by the majority of our advertiser base and failed to notify them. That is on Twitch. That is not on that is on Twitch for fucking that up royally. Our creators rely on us, and we should have alerted affected streamers to this change before it happened, which, by the way, they've done this in the past before. It's stupid how Twitch still hasn't figured that out. The higher-ups only, not the actual basis of Twitch. It was a mistake not to do so. Sure, whatever, keep saying that. We're working with individual creators to address their specific situations and restore ads where appropriate. My favorite dumbass argument online, and sorry if this is your argument, but it is a dumbass argument, is that ads don't pay a lot. Can I bring up something here with you? I'm gonna go to my analytics really quickly. As a creator who averages 9 viewers a stream. Okay, by the way, how often do I play an ad? Every 2 hours? Oh crap, I lost like $5 from a localized thing. That's probably just all Officer. I bet you the money that I lost from them testing the localized pricing is just literally Officer's Brazilian. Officer and Anisha's Brazilian and Australian sub. Okay. I play ads for, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Protected characteristics, sexuality, race, gender. Oh, okay. That's fair, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Half a pound of ice cubes. Jesus, Ux. That's hardcore. If only I could. Yeah, so right now, by the way, we still haven't gotten those like targeted ads or anything like that. Of my $67 that I've earned since, when did I get my last payout? My last payout was April 13th. So in about a month, I have earned $67. That's about, on average, yeah. It takes about 2 months for me to get a payout on Twitch. That's way better than a lot of people. Subtle flex, but of the $67, $2.71 is ads. And I average what? 9 viewers? So imagine someone like Amaranth who averages like 14K. That's a good chunk of change that she's losing and deserves because she's getting ad revenue. Yeah. Exactly, Gamma. Like, ads pay. People don't realize ads pay. All that stuff that you're blocking, that is like liquid gold for a lot of companies, right? Ads literally pay for it because this perceived thing that you are getting the advertisement out there literally pays the bills for a lot of companies. There are companies that literally exist on making ads and having people come through and buy products through ads, right? So for me, if it's $3 on my $67, what is that? Like, what's the actual math on that? I keep opening my clock instead of my calculator. Like, that's 4% of the money I made. That's a lot of friggin' money for a guy my size, right? Now imagine someone Amaranth who's making like maybe, I don't know, let's just throw a random fucking number out there, 10K a month, right? I believe probably way more. Amaranth is very successful. But of that, probably like 750 to 1,000 is ads. Even if it was 4% of 10K, what is that? $400? That's a lot of money, man. Doesn't matter if you're rich. $400 is $400. My favorite argument in my extended family is if you're a millionaire and you lose $900, boo-hoo, and I go, but you know what? You don't know what the pay grade's actually based on. If they earned and deserved that $900, it's not about boo-hoo, they lose $900. It's like, hey, they just got screwed out of money that they made to get to those millions, right? I'm not talking about like donations and charity support and all this other crap. I'm just saying, like, if you're a person who has a lot of money and the reason you got there is that you got 100% of the money you earned, hopefully legally and ethically, and you start losing money that you were earned, that's no different from you going to a job at McDonald's and saying, hey, you didn't pay me for $14 for that 1 hour of me working at McDonald's. You would complain about that. So people should complain about losing ad revenue, especially when not being told by Twitch, right? They have once again dropped the ball on communication, something they have addressed and have still failed. Okay. Yeah. Of course, Ux. What's 1 p.m. plus 11 a.m.? True. That's the thing. People, again, most of these complainers are not educated. That's just how it works, right? I'm not saying you're going to be like, I'm not a business guru 101, but I read a thing or two when I see it posted by a professional. I'm by no means sitting here and going, yeah, trust everything I say about Twitch like I'm going to be running the next biggest CEO, like I'm going to be the next biggest CEO of a corporation. No. But I'm saying, like, realize what you're saying, right? We also want to address questions on creators about suspending advertising on their channels. And this is the biggest thing for small people, because this is how you kiss ass without having to actually put your lips on the ass. Here we go. On Twitch, brands get to decide where and when their ads appear. Yes, today they can target or avoid specific categories of content and flag channels that don't meet their standards. That has always been the case, right? That has literally always been the case. Everywhere. This means that Twitch in rare cases will suspend advertising on a channel at the advisor's request. Twitch is merely the person sitting in front of the switchboard connecting calls. They don't call the shots. Somebody goes, hey, I need to call this person over here. Can you make that? And Twitch goes, yes, 1 second. And they do. That's all they are. They're a company no different from any other company. They rely on advertisement. That's why Amazon was trying to push advertising or Amazon promotional advertisements into Twitch to give it more money. That's the point. We absolutely do not permit brands to use protected characteristics as a filter for advertising target or blocking. Yes. We recently suspended... Did I just read this? Oh, yeah. But that's the main point to read from that. All right, so what's next? We recognize that our diverse global community has a broad range of interests and preferences and not allowed to talk. Not all of the content allowed on Twitch is relevant to everyone. Yeah, of course. Otherwise, we'd all have a bunch of viewers, right? And there would be a way huger base than we already have on Twitch. Tons of viewers, but we'd have way more. We think it's important that viewers have choice in determining the type of content that is suggested to them, and brands have the right to determine where their ads appear on the service. We're working to develop more robust controls for advertisers and viewers to enable them to control their experiences on our server. I would like to point out something, by the way. Remember when they put tags on Twitch? I know tags benefit other people. Let's see. My biggest tags that have pulled people in are charity and routing, like routing when you're planning a speedrun. I do charity like 4 months a year. On top of that, all the engagements, like tags are, from my understanding, tags have gotten better since the beginning. They're still janky as shit for us to set up as creators because they still bug out. And are very obnoxious to use, and they're still very restricted. But see, that's what I was gonna get at, Ux. There are a lot of tags that will benefit people, so for them to build something like this is good. But now I'm gonna get to the point that I was gonna make once we scroll down here. Ready? Here we go. Additionally, we need to provide creators with a better understanding of what brand safe means to advertisers outside of our community guidelines in terms of service, and provide better ways to categorize their content. These, along with updates to the sexually suggestive policy, are longer-term solutions that will take time to build and implement. In the immediate term, one of the challenges of the situation is highlighted is the lack of specificity in the just chatting category. Hey, Gabba, you remember that one episode on the PGRC where they split the just chatting into 6 categories? We're like, why the fuck? This is good, but why is it split so rigidly? And hey, they have to return to it again? Does this sound familiar? Does this feel familiar to you? They haven't figured it out. They have not figured out the thing that Twitch, that Justin TV was built upon. Justin TV was a just chatting platform that added gaming to bring people like me and you to shake hands and say, hell yeah, Twitch. The fundamentals of Justin TV turned Twitch.tv is still eluding these higher ups. Still. Their backgrounds, it's like they came from a family and then they stare at their mother and dad who they've had breakfast with for the past 10 years and just walk up to them and just out of the blue go, okay, who are you two though? Like, that's what Twitch is. That's what Amazon has done with this thing. They still can't fucking figure it out. They have no idea what made this platform the beginning. And many people forget that too. I didn't actually know it was a just chatting stream until I started listening to Devin Nash and Zach Busey, who were talking about it a lot, where it started originally as a just chatting and injected gaming content into it to up it, which was great though, because now you brought in gaming communities, which is a very large community. And it's been taken over by esports and gaming icons that are taking, you know, the majority of the audience and making it look good, right? Giving them a place to visit, right? But the fact that they keep fucking this up, this is the problem with just chatting, is we still have a just chatting, right? It needs to be more diverse, right? It needs to be just like what I've been saying with Pokemon, just chatting and then throw everything under there. And it looks like they're gonna try and do that. Because if I recall correctly, I need to confirm this before I sound like a total numbnuts. Go back to Twitch. I'm gonna go to just chatting. Here we go. Okay. I click on just chatting. Okay. There is... well... remember that thing I was saying? About where the camera's placed? That is a very interesting... oh, that sucks for her. It's a very interesting thing where I think she's like bending down to try out like ripped jeans, and it's just like a shot of her cleavage. That's unfortunate. That's just bad luck. But here's the thing. I go here. I don't see art and crafting. Right? I don't see all the things they split just chatting into. Did they get rid of that though? I can't remember. Let's see. It was music that was split into it, right? Music was a thing they split. Yeah, it was put under the creative tag. What's under the creative tag? Food, yeah, here we go. Music, food and drink, art, science and technology, makers and crafting, beauty and body art. That was to break up just chatting so it wasn't a conglomerate of shit. But the problem is just chatting should have always been the umbrella that these things exist under. So when I click on just chatting, I should see these six categories, and now the new category they're putting in for hot tub streamers. Why are we not doing that? Why is Pokemon still by game and not by franchise? Why is Final Fantasy by game and not by franchise? Because Twitch has less coding experience than my sister, who took a fucking grade 1 course online to make a website. She knows how to filter things and put it into categories. I know it should exist. And I'm terrible with technology. I still don't even know what plugs into my second monitor to plug in my Switch. And I still know to put categories in. I've been complaining since that one episode of the PGRC. I'm mad. Anyways, in the immediate term, one of the challenges the situation is highlighted is the lack of specificity. Viewers can flag content as not interested in order to remove specific channels or categories from the recommendations. Yeah, I got it, Gamma, don't worry. Yes, exactly. Or me trying out, like, Elementalists, it goes under games and demos. Why the fuck is it called games and demos? Put it under demos, and then split it up into like Kickstarter, like make deals with other like make deals with other people. I don't know how that would work, but it's like it's called games and demos. Everything on here is a game unless it's just chatting, in which case games are still played and just chatting. Like, why is it called games and demos? Call it demos. Make it make sense. You know what I mean? But this is interesting. Can flag content as not interested to remove specific channels or categories from the recommendations. I think this is fine. I think if people are actually that butt mad about seeing women in bikinis, they have the right to block it out. Hopefully, in fact, that will make it clear that if they can block it out, the harassment that they get banned for will be more clear because there is a feature for them to not be quote-unquote baited by women titties or legs that are showing because of bikinis, right? It gives them even more clarity that they're actually dumb and need help, and hopefully they do get help one day, that, you know, they don't have to worry about being baited or shit like that. Or if they don't want to see, because there's other things that people are saying, like they're an 18 plus, or they're like a family friendly community, and they have the family friendly tag, and then people, what's it called? And then people complain, oh, they have a family friendly tag, why are you talking like a baby? Damn. Or, you know, you come into my channel, I had someone a long time ago like, can you please stop swearing so much? And I go, first of all, I'm not even that bad of a swearer. I'd say I'm a little bit below an average, like, dropper of swear words. It's only certain situations where I start swearing a lot when I get very passionate about something, and I'm not in a totally, like, 100% professional environment. This channel is not professional. That's by design. But, where people come in like, can you stop swearing, please? My 9-year-old's watching and go, well, ma'am, you didn't click on a family-friendly stream. I don't have that in my tags. Gamma, you're not even that bad. I know people worse than you. You're not even that bad with profanity. Yeah, I haven't heard you outside of Discord. Like, I've hung out with you many, many times. You're not even that bad. Like, dropping the fuck word here and there is, like, I've heard people just... I know people who swear every third word, and I kid you not. I know people who, if they don't swear, they actually can't speak. Like, they stutter. You know, no, Bree, you're not, no, there's worse. I know worse. I know worse. They should add a way to see what category is blocked for how many ads. It would be stupid to stream a game and then discover no ads running that game. Well, that's the clarity, right, Ux? That's part of the clarity that they're talking about here, I assume. Where they're going to have to, similar to how they haven't told the creators that we're going to lose their ad revenue because brands pulled out, right? Friggin' MasterCard and Visa warned Pornhub when they had all those things going on. They're like, yeah, we're pulling out. You're losing millions of dollars, by the way. See ya. Right? At least they were given warning. People on Twitch weren't. They didn't know. Similar when they were doing this whole setup for localized revenue where they just started dropping revenue without telling people why, and people were talking about it for 2 or 3 days before they go, hey, you know this great idea we had that's gonna benefit the viewers? Like, cool, but what about the people who allow viewers to buy subs? Tell us, we're working here. I get it, we're an independent contractor, but it's your friggin' site. Put a patch note out, for God's sake. I get more updates in Heroes of the Storm, and that's a dead fucking game. When you're being outdone by Activision Blizzard, Christ. An update just came out. It's actually pretty fun. They updated a few characters. Admittedly, Val is super boring now because she's just raw injection of damage and everything makes sense. See, I play with a bunch. I work with a bunch of students, so I'm very good at minimizing profanity when it matters. Also, I make that a very heavily suggested very heavily suggested request when we do Extra Life during Extra Life time, because there are children watching and not everybody wants to hear profanity. Profanity doesn't add a bunch to conversations. It's just kind of, if you get into that habit, it's whatever, right? I think it catches people off guard, which can ruin a message, right? You re-download it? Nice. We play a lot. I actually play with like a couple of friends who are lower tier now, Gamma, so you're not going to face super high, strong people as much anymore. It's cool. Well, there you go, Marie. You moved your way up the swearing ladder. You went from the crap darn shit to like, fuck. It's the fuck tier. Yes. Yeah, but you have reason, Gamma. People are dumb in there. Why not allow creators to choose what tiers and how many of their emotes are available? Because we can get into that after, Ux. I'll explain why. I think affiliation is dumb, by the way. I'm very much appreciative of everybody who subs to me and supports me as a Twitch affiliate, but after I've seen the options and have opened my eyes to better business, affiliation is dumb. Chaos, good to see you, man. How you doing? Okay, so Due to the broad range of content and just chatting and the fact that many creators stream and just chatting for a portion of their streams, this is not an effective way to remove a specific subset of content, like creators streaming in pools or hot tubs. Okay, but there are a lot of things that should be under just chatting and should just become an umbrella like we've been asking for decades. Maybe a decade now, just one decade, not for decades. We've been asking for years for them to change it. Same thing with the I signed every single Pokemon under one umbrella type of thing. Put it under and make it subsections. We need subsections to make this better. Community and advertiser feedback make clear that we need to offer more ways to control the content that's recommended as well as where ads appear. So what they're saying, which is completely viable in the brand's opinion, is saying, hey, brands don't like women in bikinis. They don't sell well. We can't get a full audience. Take the advertisement away from a lot of them who are actually getting close to the camera, showing off a bunch. Right? That's what they're saying. We're not going to sugarcoat it. All right, look, the end of the day, I don't like sitting in a stream either where somebody, I don't care who it is, even if you get up with a shirt on, I don't like you getting up and then you're suddenly like right here in my boobs and I'm walking away and you see half my ass, right? Like, I don't like those streams no matter what you're streaming, right? So obviously brands are definitely not going to take that risk if I'm going to be scared away by somebody who has their camera so close to them every time they stand up, they uppercut it with a tit, right? Like, I don't like that either because it's disruptive to the flow of the stream, right? Not because it's sexually overt or anything like that. It's because it's disruptive to the stream. And that's, like, people are forgetting that it's not just about it being sexual. It's the main focus here. But, like, there are other reasons why brands don't want it. But brands are pretty old school, and that's probably their number one reason, right? We're introducing a new category, pools, hot tubs, and beaches. This is the stupidest thing in the universe. This is the stupidest thing in the universe. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Chaos. I'm speaking individually, like what this entire argument's been. This entire argument's just been that the people who are complaining are just individually broken or don't understand and are objectifying people without asking. That's generally how that works. Yeah, this is the stupidest thing in the universe. I'll explain why after. If you've chosen swimwear that is allowed under the swim and beaches contextual exception to our standard nudity and attire policy, you should stream into the pools, hot tubs, and beaches category. We'll be reaching out to creators with more details on how to use this category moving forward. So you know what they basically said? Hey, Just Chat is getting really fucked with all you hot tub streamers in the way. Can you get out so that we can start putting the ads on people? And also so that we can simplify how we apply ads to streams. So what they basically said is they don't have a system to check on your content. And if they do, they're trying to make it cheap. Again, right? And we're sitting here with no subtext or no subcategories, no official categories that can solve this. And by the way, why the hell would you once again section this in an area that splits it from just chatting? How many hot tub streams are you going into where they're playing video games? So does that mean now that if I stream in a hot tub, but I figured a way to rig it where I can play my Switch and show that on a stream while I'm in a hot tub, what do I stream under now, the game or the hot tub? Just Chatting plays Dota 2, for God's sake. People play games and Just Chatting, right? Do I stream the game or do I stream in Just Chatting? People do both. You know what I mean? This is stupid. Put it as a tag. Don't put it as a category. It's lazy. This is not intended to be our long-term yes. Yeah. So basically what they're saying is swim beach is contextual exception. That's the time. So basically, if you plan to, yeah, it's a stopgap solution. Yeah, that's what it's saying. No, it's not saying that. Read it carefully. It says swim and beach is contextual exception. What does that mean? It means that if you are wearing certain swimwear that turns off brands, stream under pools, hot tubs, and beaches. So like I said, I can stream in a hot tub, but if I'm wearing like a tux and like khakis and I got my shoes on, so no feet pics, I'm fine. I don't need to go into pools, hot tubs, and beaches. But if I'm a woman who wants to stream in a one or in a two-piece, and I'm just well endowed and I can't keep everything under the fabric, but enough that applies to the contextual exception, please move aside so we can give the money to the real streamers. Why is it not a tag? Why is it a category? Does this confirm that tags suck? Is this why they've ignored? And again, I only say this because I've watched many other content creators talk about it. Is this why they're not putting a transgender tag and a bunch of other LGBTQIA tags in? Is this why? Because they say tags suck? Because last time I heard, what was it? We reached 10,000 people on the Voice Me, the one that they say keep us accountable for, tell us what you want, and we'll follow it when it gets a ton of support. Last time I checked, people actually look at tags to find places like an LGBTQIA safe place. This is an LGBTQIA place, safe place, right? We appreciate everybody from all contexts, right? It doesn't matter what or who you're into. I don't care. You're here for a stream and you're here to have fun. I'm going to make sure you have fun no matter who you are, right? I don't want to put that tag because it helps other people find other people who are part of that community. You just kind of have to go on a hope and a limb. I've had many people, and it breaks my heart, that have to ask, is this a safe place if I'm gay? And I say, of course. But it sucks that you have to ask that. That hurts me, but not as much as it hurts you that you have to feel like you have to ask. Right? That fucking sucks. It sucks. You should never have to ask if you're safe in a place. Right? Especially in an anonymous place, too. That's the spookiest part. Right? I wouldn't know once until you mention it. Right? I don't know what everybody's into in this chat unless you've mentioned it, and even then sometimes I just forget. That's just me, right? I'm still a smidge old school, and until I'm told otherwise, I assume everyone's straight. Similar to how I assume everyone's a man until they tell me otherwise. That's just old patterns in me, but I don't use that to hold that against people. I don't go, oh, you're a woman, huh? No, I don't do that. Right? I've actually never done that. I've been very good at that. You know, my dad is a similar way where he feels bad because that's just the way he was raised and that was the way I was raised. And we both are very aware of it. And we try to make steps the best we can. But, you know, walking in and just going there is not always the easiest thing to keep off top of your head, especially when you weren't taught that in your first 30 to 60 years of your life, right? It's a long transition and it takes a lot of practice to get into that. Doesn't mean it's impossible. Not using that as an excuse, just using it as a character building trait, right? But it sucks that people ask. But either way, this is a category and not a tag, shows there is something inherently wrong with it, and in my opinion, this is going to kill the meta. This will kill the hot tub meta. We have lost it. This is not intended to be our long-term solution to improve brand targeting capabilities and increase personalization or recommendations. They say that, but when will they change that? Twitch is only really good at changing things when it affects their money, so if we see this change really quickly, it means they really lost a lot of money from hot tub streams. Which means they should maybe think about what's successful on their platform, and then actually support the people when they make decisions like streaming in a hot tub, and tell their advertisers, look man, we're inclusive, we like to find unique ways, you don't understand this, you booming old idiots, who are sitting there with your cane shaking your money that you wipe your ass with. Maybe you should understand that people have moved on where they actually love to have one man that loves another man. You don't hate on that. Yeah, it's not personalized characteristics. Guess what? Women have boobies, and they show sometimes. Men have dicks that are big enough to be seen from the outside of their pants. Sometimes you just can't hide it. You got a 13-inch spruce tree under the belt. No amount of things you can wear can hide that. Guess what? If you're going to lose ads out of that, you're old school. You gotta get over it. Don't be insecure. Anyways. It does, however, solve a few issues for the audiences in the near term. This doesn't solve it for audiences. This does nothing. All it does is, if you're gonna go watch the hot tub streams, you're gonna go there now, which will inevitably be like, well, it's not the just chatting section anymore, and trolls are just very lazy. They can still go and target them down, similar to like, what if LGBTQIA was a category, not a tag, right? I bet you my entire life savings and everything that I actually own that it would just become a cesspool for targeting down and just be a bunch of degenerates making fun of people for being part of that community, right? Which is why as a tag, it's effective. It's not display, but it is something you can go look for if you're looking for that, right? Same thing with hot tubs. If you truly care that your streamer is in a hot tub, a tag makes sense. Just like if you truly care, I can run a tournament next to somebody else. If they don't have match commentary, I don't need to put that in my title. If I put it as a tag and you're looking for match commentary, that's the point of a tag. That's what you do on YouTube. One, to hit an algorithm or whatever semblance of algorithm exists on Twitch, which is not a good one at all, or barely existing. Only just started. But I mean, you go on YouTube. If I'm looking up the perspective of World War II from Germany, guess what I type into my tag? Germany. It's not a category. It's not Germany's World War II is a category on YouTube. The algorithm picks up, I'm looking for a German's perspective or a Germany's perspective in World War II. That just needs to be a tag. doesn't need to be a category. Category is lazy. We appreciate you, Ux. Viewers can better avoid recommendations. Creators can continue to stream content that falls into this category as long as it doesn't violate our guidelines. This is super stupid for them to say because they've said that up here and they've made it clear with this. Right? That's pretty stupid to say, right? Of course. This is like, hey, did you know that if you put a pizza in the oven for 14 minutes, it'll come out cooked? Yeah, did you know you can continue to stream in a hot tub as long as it falls and doesn't break guidelines? Well, shit, thanks, Twitch. I guess I could keep playing Pokemon as long as Pokemon's on the screen, right? I hate when people repeat themselves like this. I hate the summarize the main points. We know it, thank you. Viewers can better avoid recommendations for content that they don't want to see, which is fine, and those wishing to view this content will have an easier time finding it, which is also fine. Right? Now I don't have to scroll through all the just chatting to find a hot tub stream, I guess. Although, I mean, frankly, if they were following these people before hot tub times, they basically said, hey, if you're into looking at women, we're not going to stop you. We put it in a thing, or looking at men and women in a hot tub. Not to stop you. We got a category for you. Enjoy. That way they can target down if anything goes wrong, right? It makes it easier for them to go section off and go, yeah, the problem's over here, not the just chatting in the hot tub section. That damn hot tub section. It's like the arts and crafts equivalent of the body painting, where people go, yeah, the body painting's the problem. If only they made body painting its own category so we could target them down, right? And yes, they sound like a 1940s really cheap fake Italian mobster. And brands can either opt in or out of this category based on whether it aligns with their target audiences, like they can today with this category, with any other category. It's funny how they opt into categories, they don't opt into people. They don't opt in on that's the problem, is the content is not split up nearly enough. And that's probably why they don't do subcategories, because if they make it that simple where it's just based on category stuff. Wow. Right? Like, that's scary to think that depending on what I play under is whether or not I get ads. Right? The category. So if I was a just chatting streamer and I talk politics and then Twitch is like, hey, a lot of advertisers don't like that you're talking politics, you're fucked because you're just under just chatting, right? If I understand that correctly. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. But brands choose. Brands have every right to choose. But the fact that it's that simple for them and Twitch just kind of goes... Again, they just literally admit it was the hot tub that was the problem for Twitch's advertising, so they take them out of that section so that brands could go back and trust that the hot tubs are doing it. So brands are still old as shit. And Twitch has said, yeah, hot tubs are a problem. Not by TOS, those are managed. They're a problem financially. That's what they said. I'm pretty sure that's just what they said. Could be an over-exaggeration. I'm a big man on exaggerating. But this is kind of funny. The pools, hot tubs, and beaches category is live today. This article provides more information about what kinds of content should be streamed in this category. I'm curious to see that. We have a lot of work to do. It's going to take time to implement all these changes we've outlined. We'll share updates on this work as we have them. Okay, what does this say? Okay. This is it. This is it. Campaign start. Just like all the categories, ads are still a part of the viewing experience. Advertisers could choose. Yeah. We're not stopping anyone from streaming this, but we are removing ads from it, especially if you're wearing scant clothing. And remember what we do. Well, they say it right here. By the way, this is the only piece that needs to exist. Ensuring the content is correctly is you're in the right area. Creators that have chosen swimmer that is allowed under the swim beaches contextual exception to our standard nudity and attire policy must stream in the pools, hot tubs, and beaches category. So guess what, people in Texas and Arizona? If one day it's friggin' hot and the only thing you could do is take your shirt off as a dude and wear swim trunks, you are now a pools, hot tubs, and beaches category. Congratulations. Too hot in your house? Oh well. That's all it is. If you do not appropriately categorize your stream, you may be moved into the pools, hot tubs, and beaches category. We will notify creators via email if you're moved. Literally, it is done by what you wear. So I don't even have to be in a friggin' hot tub to be under pools, hot tubs, and beaches. I just need to be in swim trunks. That's it. What is the point? This is dumb. As all content creators must abide by our nudity entire policy, please consult for the policy and what is it permissible. Yes. Yes. I don't know, guys. There's a reason why I'm talking about Patreon a lot. Okay, you asked me a question earlier, Ux. What was it on again? Hold on. Right. Okay, you were asking... Oh, about the emotes. Same with the update for the money thing in different countries. Why not allow the creators to choose what tiers and how many of their emotes are available? They used to let you decide what you paid, but they wanted to standardize it, which I don't disagree with, right? Because at the end of the day, even if you are a full-time creator as a partner, there is a percentage that goes to Twitch. And I don't know what the deal was back when you set your own prices and stuff. So here's my take on it. I need to stand for this one. I need to stand up. Then I gotta take a break, and then I will play a couple hours of Shadows of Adam, and then we're gonna continue it tomorrow. Here's what goes on. Okay? I've been on this platform now for over 6 years. I know. I actually have a bit of history on this on this platform. Twitch affiliate. After reading up and realizing what is in the contract, Twitch affiliate just basically makes it where I'm pinned to Twitch and no one can poach me, right? People can't touch me because I'm under contract, and if I'm gonna make a lot of money, it's gonna go to Twitch and not YouTube, and not to Facebook, not to Mixer Rip. It's not gonna go anywhere else, right? So all it does is it gives people this false sense of security that you can make $100 every year, so that Twitch can make money off of you and squeeze every penny of the 50% they can out of affiliation contracts. That is what Twitch affiliate is. Twitch affiliate does give us an option to monetize, but it doesn't give us an option to grow. Why? Because I cannot multi-platform stream. I cannot even put stuff up from Twitch until 24 hours later, which I think is just a general guideline. But the idea is that they want ownership over your content. Why do I do it? Because this is the only reason I'm still here doing live content on a regular basis. If it wasn't financially supported, as I have said before, I wouldn't be able to maintain what I do, right? That's the reality. We have a spectacular community. I don't need to say it time and time again, but I'm gonna. This is a fantastic group of friends, and I would keep this group of friends. I would keep everybody in the community as much as I could, even if I quit streaming, right? For the most part, unless something got in the way and I can't, like, interact with people. I would still interact with people on Discord. I would still hang out if I had time to myself and just said, hey, let's go hang out with these people who, you know, used to want to spend time and money on me to be here, right? But at the end of the day, I am financially supported, not to live, but to make things better so that I can build more things for you guys to make happen. And you also help me a little bit out with a lot of the things in my life. So, you know, one day I can eat and drink and actually buy stuff, and you guys have been, you know, a part of that multiple times now, right? But if I had the option, and if everybody literally, I'm not kidding you right now, if every single person moved over to Patreon, I would drop my affiliation contract. Why? Because I make more money from it. I can stream to YouTube at the same time. I can multi-stream, so I can stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I can diversify an audience in that sense, and I can move that content over. Yes, I could technically do it now because blah, blah, blah. They don't look at small people, but if I want to grow, I don't want them to ever get eyes on me like that, right? So the problem with giving people that amount of effort is, yes, I agree. We should have more emotes, right? I think affiliates need more emotes. Why? Because emotes are actually a pretty important part of some people's communities. Look at our community, right? We've got a bunch of faces that we use in a ProPog J and a ProPog B that make it have a lot of flavor in our raid message, have a lot of flavor in the normal content. It's basically people know the face, right? People here know the face. They have applicability to people's feelings, right? So with having to be limited, it does limit a bit of interaction with a lot of people who actually appreciate artistic style. It would also mean that artists would have a lot more work because you'd have to have a bunch of emote artists that would be helping a lot of people out like myself who can't make my own artists or make my own art and stuff like that, right? So really, there is an element of, you know, there are benefits that come from being an affiliate, but the point is it's just meant to give exclusivity to you through Twitch, right? Or through you to Twitch. It's an exclusivity thing. So more emotes are not going to solve that. More revenue would be the thing. But at the end of the day, when people are arguing, well, what would be the best way to identify Twitch partners? I'm not going to ask for partners who drop to 15, 20 viewer average to lose partnership and give it to somebody who streams a lot more than them and puts in a lot more effort. That's all perceived, right? If concurrent viewership was to matter, there would be a lot of partners that have lost their partnership, and a lot of them got it before the things got more strict. And this is where I'm expecting the Boiks to come in once again to feel targeted. Give it a second. Because it happens every single time I talk about Twitch partnership, and then he's like, I feel attacked. But the thing is, Twitch partner is great, right? You could grow it. If you grow and get a bigger community, yeah, you can get more emotes. Your pay stays the same, though, right? Yeah, you get more ads. Your pay stays the same, though, right? Most of these people who are succeeding are not succeeding because of Twitch money. They're succeeding because of other monies, brand deals, and diversified income, merch, whatever they want to use. It's not because Twitch is a good payout, but it is a fraction of what they get from everything else. Because even as a partner, you only get what, 80% of a sub, right? I can go to Patreon and get 96%, which is why I tell you, use the Patreon. You get more out of it, you get more content, and I make more. You like yellow and Adidas? I like this shirt though. It's a little frayed too. You just can't see us at the bottom. Yes, thank you, ProPokeBot, Patreon. But yeah, that's the thing, right? I think Twitch affiliate, the affiliate versus partner talk, $30. I got this for free for Christmas. I don't know, that price is a little devaluing what other people probably paid for this about 10 years ago. It's got a bit of blood and sweat in it too. You know, blood could be like DNA. You could clone me. You could make a lot of money off of that. $300? Is that worth having a second me in the universe? Make it $303 so my clone can know I'm a jokester. You got a deal. Probably. But yeah, like, the thing is, Twitch is inherently evil, right? Amazon, different story. But Twitch is inherently evil, right? The decisions that are made by higher-ups do not reflect what Twitch is, right? They don't. And that's the sad part, is that people will only see that because those are the only things that are talked about. No need to make myself dinner. Oh, cool. On the way home with dinner. Neat. I'm still full from that pizza. That's why I had a pizza. But the point is, giving us more. You can offer me 2 chickens at $250, dude. Chickens are worth way more. I'll take that deal. I'll learn how to raise chickens because those things are worth for food, worth for eggs. That's farmer deal market. I have a cousin who works on a farm. He's not like rolling in dough, but the potential for him to be able to make that work when he was even under like a contract that kind of restricted him from a bunch of things he's gonna do. He was making okay. A lot of potential. Didn't grow, unfortunately, as much as he definitely wanted, but farmer fresh stuff can pack a pretty penny if you're into that, right? But yeah, the whole idea, Alex, is it's just, you know, at the end of it all, affiliate, partner, it doesn't matter, right? If you're producing good content and people want you to continue to do that, and you make it clear, it's like, hey, you know, community-wise, you got to be spectacular. You gotta be your own person and adhere to rules here, and you're good to go, right? Financially, if you can and want to, right? You could support me, and that will give me, the creator, a slight bigger boost that you'll never see except in anything but content and appreciation, right? Like, you will see it reflect how well we've done here. The reason why we have what's going on is because people have built with me an incredible community, as well as have supported me to get the stuff that I need to produce what I have right now. And that only grows over time. And my seal of approval is, if you really care enough to be able to support me that way and make me feel good, then I care enough to reciprocate that, obviously, and make this service the best thing that you can have in your day for whatever reason you use it, right? If all people need is one day to hang out with a woman who is sitting in a hot tub on a screen, and that makes their day, that's how this channel, that's how this platform works, right? That's how it works. You could go into someone's stream and they could be playing, I don't know, Mech Warrior. You can go into someone's stream and they're playing professional COD. You can go into someone's stream and they're talking about lollipop brands. Doesn't matter. If that's what's making your day and that's what you're here for, it's a service I am here to serve, right? I don't believe the customer is always right, but I do as hell believe that I have something to give to the customer because I've put myself behind the desk, which means I'm here to serve. I wouldn't do it if I didn't want to serve. And if I thought it was that bad for me, I'd be out of here. So, the partner versus affiliate thing, yeah, they could give us more emote slots. Yeah, they could do all this. But the problem is they're still under the it's still under that guise that Twitch partner is something incredible to achieve. And I bet you anything, there are many, many creators who have well over 75 viewer average who don't even partner because they know how much more they can grow by multi-streaming and diversifying content, where we can use stuff like better Twitch TV and pay, what, like 15 bucks a month or something like that to have 50 emotes, and all people need to do is download a plugin that, you know, a good portion of the community has. That's what I would do. If I got rid of my contract, I would just invest in a better Twitch TV. You guys pay enough that I could afford that, right? I invest in a better Twitch TV. I put all the emotes I want on, and you just use BTTV, whatever. And if your screen can't see it, you know what they're gonna look like. I can make a list for you. You can use them in Discord. You could use them, take pictures, make fan art of it. I don't care. That's the thing, right? There's so many ways around it, and Twitch and other platforms panic because they're trying to keep all the money in the same place, and they know how easy it is. That's the whole thing with the embedding, right? Embedding streams lost them money. It's like, well, here's the thing. Because you can do it, right? You're able to do it. So, of course, they're going to target it down. No different from Bill C-10 in Canada, where they realize, hey, social media is making a lot of money. We don't like that kind of freedom. We need the money to hit back to the government, right? It's just because their money's going the wrong way. In their minds, it's going the wrong way because it's not going to them, right? That's just it. That's the bottom line. So, what do I think? I think we scrap the affiliate program and we just give streamers the option to make money. Like, why do you have to be an affiliate to pay a fucking sub? Why? like actually why, right? I'm sure there's a reason. They want to make sure that they support you and they make it valuable to pay you, but there's a threshold of $100. It's the same thing on YouTube. I have like 3 cents that I've made on YouTube over 10 years. They're not hating on me for being part of a program. They just have to know that if they're going to keep me in a system, I got to be consistent, right? But Twitch affiliate, I mean, I know many people who are a Twitch affiliate, and I don't hear them losing their affiliate status anytime soon. I've always said that Twitch affiliate should have been tougher. I earned it. I'd like to believe I earned it, and many other people that I know who got affiliate earned it. But there are people who are extremely inconsistent, don't put out the content that necessarily fits hours or the like that'll ever get partnered, let alone maybe an affiliate status. If you made people take it more seriously, then I would fully expect that I would want to push more for more benefits and perks for affiliates, because if I was under pressure to do my job well, even as an independent contractor, this is freelance work, right? Like, that's why they have no responsibility to us, yet we still have to give them an element of something to get in their program for them to own us, to make them 50% of our profit. You know what I mean? Doesn't that sound weird to you? I don't know. That's just how I think about it. It sounds really strange, but simultaneously, that's how I see it, right? The dawn of Patreon and other ways to monetize. Patreon's the easiest one right now if I want to diversify. Like I said, like moves that I want to make in the future. I don't know if I'm going to do any brand deals and stuff like that because that scares the shit out of me. But it would be nice to get something going with charity, right? Work out something with sick kids. Maybe not just monetary, like not just purely to find a financial support. If I can get a job with them, it'd be great. But finding some kind of affiliation or just some kind of deal to work with a charity, because that's something that I'm extremely passionate about. And whether it was financial or not, or could become financial, the fact of the matter is I want to evolve my content to have more impact. And a way to do that is to find other like-minded people. That's the point in collaboration and streaming, right? Meeting phenomenal people who are making big moves. There are people like Bentorius, Chocobos, The Visual Pine, looking at these creators who produce on a regular basis, who are like spectacular to know and to work with, because it's no different from you working with your coworker at your normal 9 to 5, where it's like you're working together to produce a service, so you can produce better when you're working as a team. And then you got people that, you know, you shout out like Marie in the sidelines helping out with a bunch of stuff, just community members like Officer who are willing to help push stuff forward. You got Amagama who's producing content when he's free, right? Like all these, like there's so many pieces in this that should be recognized and valued, but you are basically someone who is on your own but still owes. That's what Twitch looks like with Twitch affiliation. And instead of standardizing it, or even giving a sub button to non-affiliates and just taking more of their money and then forcing affiliates to be good, right? Forcing affiliates to actually be able to do good with it and then compensate for that, right? And then compensate partners more if they had the money. You know what I mean? That's the idea. That's where it becomes deeper in the layers of the construction of monetary gain on Twitch, which is why I don't even think about it. I'm like, cool, man. I'm really glad that people sub and support me financially, and I'm glad that people use the Patreon. If you ask me what choice would I make, my choice would be drop the affiliation program, go double stream a day, right? Or just multi-stream between YouTube and Twitch. I'll have 2 chats open if it means I have more exposure, right? I could build out to more people. I've always been told your content is spectacular. You're a wonderful person to work with, and I know my place as a creator. The problem is I just don't have good exposure. I'm not very good at advertising myself, and I try my best, but, you know, admittedly, I'm not good at it, right? I can only do so much, which is why I ask on the good grace of other people to help me with it, right? But at the end of the day, it's like that happens to a lot of people, and to hear that I could be restricted from more opportunities like that by having this contract that I didn't understand because I just jumped on the train with everybody else going, ooh, a sub button, yes, right? Without realizing that Patreon's existed for years. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say it's a rookie mistake. You can do whatever the hell you want, but simultaneously, it's a matter of how you think about your content, how much you value yourself. And I value myself very highly because I want to give high tier content to you. That's how it is. I'm not going anywhere. You can't stop me. I was telling my girlfriend, I compare it to like, if you think I'm going to go out on my own, no, what's going to end up happening is Grim Reaper's going to call me up and say, hey, we got an appointment for you next Thursday. You free? I'll say yes. And then I'll just never show up to the appointment. He's going to turn to the IRS, start chasing me around. I'm just going to keep running. I'm too stubborn to die. I'm just too stubborn to stop. I am a literal toxic workaholic. Not that bad, but you know, when I want to do well, I will do well. I will make it work. Well, that's a shame because I always want to do well, but I will try my hardest on anything. I was top paper boy, for God's sake, because I cared so much about the paper route, feeling bad that for the first 6 to 10 years I didn't get the paper on time because my parents built that kind of work ethic into me. They taught me to get value, do what I want to do, and make money off of it. That's what they taught me. They said, find a place where you're valued and loved, and then make some damn dough. That's my father's words. I like to make the damn dough better. But he told me, find something you love and make money. That's always been his motto, right? He might not understand this fully, but he understands to not take it away from me, right? He knows that I'm going to find another job to financially support. Same thing with my girlfriend. That's why she supports this, right? She knows this will not pay the bills, not anytime soon. But she also knows that this is too important to me, and the people that I've met through this are too important to me for me to stop and drop them, because that wouldn't be fair to you. That wouldn't be fair to my friends. That wouldn't be fair to anybody with the work that we do on this channel. Did I compare myself to a cockroach? Yes. I am cockroach level of work ethic. You could drop a bomb on me, I'll still stream under the rubbish. Great. Okay, I need to go feed my cat really quickly. I gotta be honest with you, that talk kind of took it out of me. I'm not used to long conversations like that. A rubbish stream. Oh my god, dude. I need to... You know what? Dumpster streaming. That's it. That's the new meta. We have to go sit in a trash can. We spray it out. I'm waiting for that, actually. If there wasn't bad internet, I've been told this before. Like, renting out one of those storage unit places and just making that into an office. I've always loved that idea. Because it's completely secluded. Nobody gives a shit if you're loud. Right? There are soundproof rooms like those offices that you can pay for. I actually have one near my house. It's in a beautiful area too. Like there's a great scenic background, tons of windows and stuff like that. It's just like it's like $300 for a 7-hour period because it's a beautiful workspace. They usually hire it out to companies for groups to come together. It's really great. It's behind a church and everything's super beautiful back there. And hopefully, and they said it's fumigated too, so that makes me feel a lot safer against all the fucking spiders in the area. You missed the whole pro poker rant. Just know, officer, that I appreciate everybody here. And everything that we do is on purpose because I care. And there are many people in here who care. And we only want that to be the guiding force for everything that is done on this channel and under this brand name. Oh! Wait, hold on. We got a political guy streaming under pools and hot tubs. Here we go. That's good. He put a background up of him in a pool. That's good. I'm wondering if one day that'll ever happen. Like how just the opposite of the toxicity that the artifact community had, where they basically shit on the game and everyone just started showing porn in the artifact section. I wonder if everyone one day will just like go together and just like co-stream squads and just stream under pools and hot tubs to show Twitch it is a stupid decision. Co-streamers a raccoon, dude. I could squad with raccoon. That'd be great. We'll get a rat and a raccoon. I'll just stream under animals. It's fine. Oh wait, no. Yeah. I'll stream under animals. Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna feed my cat. I will be right back, and then we'll decide whether I'm gonna play Shadows Out, and I might just save it tomorrow. I'm really tired. I'm actually really, really tired. Yeah, there we go. All the jokes being like, new donation goal. Let's go to the hot tub section. I'll put on my swim trunks and go. Wait, should I do? No. I'm still self-conscious about my weight, so sorry. No flex show for anybody right now. gonna quickly play. I haven't played an ad in a very long time, and I don't want Twitch to die. That's just the way it is. So I'm gonna play a 1 minute ad, and I'll be right back. Thanks, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Chat, can I give you some advice? I've already given a ton of advice. Can I give you some real advice? I know some of you can't help it. You're like me, where you just want it all the time. Don't date people. It's bad for your brain. My sister left the back door open when she left to go to her boyfriend's for dinner. Like she was in the backyard teaching her students in the sun, because she could do that now because of remote learning that we're forced into. And I go upstairs and I had to feed my cat was like waiting at the door. He heard me. He's like, meow. I'm like, yes, I know, I'll feed you. Please don't eat me. And I gave the food and I go look outside and the door's not open, but the screen is pulled out and the door is still unlocked. I'm like, okay, maybe she hasn't left yet. And I go look, she's not in the seat. I go upstairs, she's not there. I go look, her car's gone. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Teacher brain is real. It's really scary. Teacher brain is real. It's not near like I mean it is kind of bad because the door is open and we don't have a gate to our backyard. So yeah, it's kind of scary, and we've had people wander to our back, like we've had drunk and stoned people walk into our backyard before looking for a way into our house. So I'm not necessarily overly excited about this. It's not as bad as when she left the burner on the stove. And luckily my dad is working from home right now because of COVID. And he happened to notice it as he went to go grab something from the kitchen. 'Cause he's working right next to the kitchen. He started to smell something. And yeah, it was she left the burner on after making soup on her lunch break. And just walked up. Just, oh my god. god. The new summer vibes just chatting. Jesus. Welcome back, Voyager. Also, take away from my rant today, I'm not as much against the category and against hot tub streamers in general as I am I'm not against it at all. I'm more against the fact that the category was a solution and that there are much bigger things that could be managed, and the fact that they are still not transparent with the loss of income and stuff like that is ridiculous. Cheesy, welcome back, man. How you doing? Unfortunately, we didn't have any battleships today. I should explain that, by the way. If battleships will return next week, Fedora informed me he was not going to make it today. So we will continue. I should talk about this. Sick kids. Balloon. Sticker. This is happening soon. Next Thursday. You have a sore throat. Oh, that sucks. Well, you know what that means in this day and age, Cheesy. Time to stick a Q-tip up your nose. Never be too safe. Oh, that went up my... that went up my nose. Bee pollen. It's good shit. I always need to spray a bee pollen on me now. My throat's starting to get hurt from that rant. Too much bashing morons. But yeah, next Thursday, Broken, Gamma, and myself will be starting the final Extra Life 2020 incentive or milestone, which is the 3-way Soul Link in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Finally doing it, 3-way Wonderlock. We will have donation incentives. I don't know if they know that, but we will have donation incentives for you to primarily make Gamma go cry on stream. But yeah, we'll be starting that next Thursday. Next Friday, Fedora and I will return for battleships. I don't know how long it's going to take us, but we're going to be doing both of those simultaneously as well as doing other Extra Life stuff. So look forward to that next week. Sneeze 3 times. That doesn't affect a sore throat. That's just something really didn't want to dislodge after 2 sneezes. So... I have talked about incentives with you guys. We didn't put anything in stone, though. I actually wasn't planning to put incentives on... Because same thing with Fedora. The incentives kind of came after the fact, and then I think I just mentioned, like, hey, it'd be cool if we did incentives, but we haven't talked about which incentives yet. But I want to go mean because it's for the kids. And I want to make it where we never finish the game. On a call with a friend? Ah, okay. Oh god, Voyager, I feel I don't have hay fever, but I do have seasonal allergies. I haven't gotten shots in 2 years. I can kind of feel the effects sort of falling off because it's supposed to be a yearly shot. It's supposed to start ragweed as well because they said they don't want it to develop. But I mean, at this point, I didn't want to go in during COVID times. I know it's all protected. It's doctor's offices. I just didn't want to go. That's okay, Cheesy. We'll see you next time, man. We'll be live tomorrow if you make it out. Have a pleasant evening. Yes, I mentioned it. That's all I meant. We don't know what incentives yet. I did mention it a while ago that you mentioned it. Because that's usually how it works when you mention it. I think back and go, yeah, I guess I did say that, didn't I? But it's the same thing with Fedora. It only popped up after I said Fedora. Unless I actually said it way long ago. Yes, ProPokeBowlRando really likes to say goodbye, friend. See you, man. But yeah, so we will be starting that next Thursday. So just a heads up, next weekend. So Sunday is my 6-year anniversary with my girlfriend. We will be going for a socially distanced lunch, followed by some online gaming, and then us ending off our super hot night with her going to get her vaccine. And then seeing if she's gonna be awake by the time she gets home. She won't get home till like 9:15 because the place is about 30 minutes out. And then next week, I have a lot of tutoring off because of my vaccine. I'm getting my vaccine on Tuesday at 10 a.m. I don't think I'll be streaming Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm just going to kind of take it off, work on some stuff in the background, get everything organized for like the 3-way soul link and things like that. I'm not expecting symptoms, but I just took the time off. I'm like, you know what? Just give it off in case. Knowing my friggin' luck, I'm going to be that guy that gets friggin' blood clots. Just knowing my luck, right? I've always been really good at hitting those really low percentages. Watch my Pokemon nuzlocks. Hey, congrats, officer. So I'm just taking Tuesday and Wednesday off. So that's why next week's streams will most likely be Monday. Well, it will be Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, probably. Because again, I want to get Shadows of Adam done and all that stuff, so that we can get that before charity season, so we're not in a rush. There are so many things we got to do. So many things. Oh my god, they literally have a picture of what's his name? Geralt from The Witcher in a hot tub under the pool's hot tubs and beaches section. God. Yeah. 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 I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of tempted just to call stream here. As the piano ticks like my brain is right now. Kind of tempted to call it and just make it a longer stream tomorrow, like start at 8 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. What's up, officer? I didn't think we were gonna have that long of a conversation. It was a good conversation, so thank you everybody once again for providing their perspectives and not getting on each other's nerves because of it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Even if you think it's completely wrong, it is within our human right and our God-given right to speak and have free speech. That is always incredible to build each other's opinions on it. There are obviously, and nobody said anything that would ever be offensive that would hurt other people's feelings and would be just kind of an incredibly terrible take. Nobody's right or wrong at the end of the day. We're just looking for the discussion to make the best things happen. That's what I like about this community. We've gotten very good at that over the years. We're not always perfect at it, myself included, but you know what? We've got a damn good thing going on here where we can have these kinds of big conversations and not get into fist fights verbally with each other in a text chat. That makes me happy. But yeah, man, I don't know if it's the music or just the fact. Oh no, Voyager. Well, you spent time with that friend. Well, not. Oh no, there's lots of ways to communicate with your friend. It doesn't mean forever, right? You might be able to see them again. Good luck on their trip, though. Hopefully, they have a safe trip. That sucks to hear. I mean, I've had a couple of friends who have left the country. Not like we were on incredibly fantastic terms, so I don't know your situation, but I can understand that would be tough. It's like when my cousin left for BC. I don't get to see her. She's pretty cool. We have yet to go out there, too. Now you think you're ready for your Philoversary stream? Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, chat. I'm gonna call it here. I'm just tired. Not tired in a bad way. I feel like I've actually done, like, with those three, like, watching myself commentate. Oh my god, it's exhausting. I don't know how you people don't fall asleep midstream. Maybe that's why it becomes lurky, because you all actually fall asleep listening to me. That's a good thing. You could sell off that. Viewer sleep streams. You did a lot of thing. Nice. Oh, that's unfortunate, Voyager. I'm sure it's not forever. And even if it is, you can find ways to connect. You'll figure it out. Friends always do. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll just start stream earlier tomorrow. We'll start at 8 a.m. because I can't go on Sunday, but we'll do a nice long one tomorrow, and play Shadows of Adam when I'm a little bit less fulfilled from conversation, I guess. Hey, officer, we were talking about that. I'm gonna be putting out a Patreon video talking about what we're going to do for some of the content. Actually, I could talk about that with you guys really quickly. There was discussions with enhancing and diversifying the Patreon content. The other thing that I suggested, I saw this on another stream, and I actually kind of like the idea. A lot of you guys have really good ideas for games that I should play, but even though I'm not, like, financially living off of this money on Twitch, it is kind of a blow to the content and kind of a blow to the timing, where I can't just legitimize bringing everything that you want me to play onto the live content. So not only was I talking about like bi-yearly Let's Plays potentially edited in the future depending on monetary support, but not only do I plan on maybe Let's Plays for Patreon content, but a sort of pooling tip and money redirection towards certain games that you want to see. So let's say games that I would play. I'm not saying you can give me Resident Evil Village and I'm gonna be like, yeah, sure, man, let's go. No, it's gotta be a game that I'm not completely terrified about or just not gonna enjoy. So let's say you wanted me to play Fortnite for some stupid reason. I go, sure, man, $300 from the community. That could include bits, subs, anything like that. You tell a mod, they could put it in. I am stealing this idea, but it's a fantastic idea. You steal from the great, right? Make it your own. Oh, wow. Toronto opening up vaccines 12 or older. Good for them. But yeah. So I've thought about that. If people really wanted to meme on me and to give you games to play, I'd be like, sure, I can be bought. I can be bought with brownies and money. It's very simple. So... And no, you cannot send me brownies and it'll count. I don't put any monetary value on that. Brownies are good. Apparently Broke is gonna bring me some almond flour brownies, and I'm gonna end up signing some contract that gives up like part of my life for his. Oh, that's cool. He's actually got like an entire system working. That's a neat idea. I like that. That way people are all involved in some way. I was actually saying one of the things on the patron tier is I'm going to change the $20 tier to make it similar to that, where you guys can suggest the games and I put it on a list, and I'll just pick like a random game or two, and I'll put some criteria obviously to make it easy for you guys, so you're not just like throwing me some game that's like you're gonna throw me like Octopath Traveler. No, there'll have to be some kind of monetary restrictions, because I'm saying there could be two ways we could do it. People in chat who sub and stuff like that can do like the pooling thing, and then patrons could just be like, hey, you paid $20, this game that's valued $30 or less, I'll pick it up because you're literally paying for it, and go for that. I also said people can just buy me a game and I'll put it on a list. I've done it before. Like Suwaka's given me a couple games. That's why we played Stick Fight. He bought me Stick Fight for Extra Life. I'm like, sure, let's do it. Why not? No, see, the problem is, officer, if someone gifts it to me, that's extremely generous of you, because that's $80 that you're investing into me, and I appreciate that. The reason why I said I can't value it is because I don't think I have time to play it. The problem is a game like that is so deep, and I don't want to squander it by playing through one path, one chapter, one story, right? There's just no amount of time. It's not like Legends Arceus where I'm going to be like strapping my ass to this seat and I'm going to sleep here while having my hands on the controller. I am not getting out of my seat when someone's gonna have to check in on my mental and physical well-being when I am playing that game, because I am really, really, really tempted to just not leave my chair, and I'm gonna make everything in this basement smell like me playing that game. That sounds really gross, but you know, I have a feeling I'm gonna like that game, and if I don't, I'm gonna be really disappointed. I'm gonna feel like people with the Gen 4 remakes, maybe, except with a game that is expected to be completely different and potentially incredible. Oh, that's smart, actually, to go back to it. See, the only thing is, like, the reason why I said it would be, like, bi-yearly is because I don't like leaving games like that. Yeah, the playthrough could come back, but I personally don't like doing that either. So if I was to do something like playing a game for patrons, I would say, okay, once a month during this month, you are going to see me doing a stream of 6-7 hours, just like I do on Twitch, right? This is the patron stream, and you know, for a higher tier, you can suggest the game. For a lower tier, you can come watch it, that sort of thing, right? And have access to the Let's Play. Interesting. It sounds a little complicated, actually, even for me saying it. I do a lot of complicated stuff. I have to read it again. It might just be complicated because it's a lot. Suggest games, he vetoes the ones he doesn't have or can't get, and then the lower tiers. Yeah, okay, that'd be kind of what I would do too, right? I would veto. Because I mean, if you go to the $20 patron, you suggest Chrono Trigger Rando, and I go, hey, I can't play this. That's not happening to me. Don't worry, you'll be fine. But if you were to say a game like Octopath Traveler and I veto it, you're not going to lose the value because there could still be a game you can suggest. It's not a half bad idea, actually. Yeah, I don't like leaving, like, because the thing is, I have a bunch of games like Loop Hero that I just never finished because I'm waiting for updates to improve it, to improve the speed of it and things like that. But, like, similar, like, I felt bad leaving off Magic Scroll Tactics because I was enjoying the game, then I just got to a part where I'd have to grind up a bunch, and I just went, like, this is not going to be good for content. I don't have hours to invest grinding this shit up, and it's boring, too. So... like, if I'm going to play it, I'm going to invest a month to it. If we don't finish it, probably do the same thing as Psycho. We're leaving, and if people want to see it back, go from there, right? Obviously, Let's Play is going to be there. If they see they can finish it, they can go from there, right? So. 8 p.m. Well, I'd say I'd raid into you, Broken. We're not going to be here that long, unfortunately. You should go check out Broken Stream Night, though. It's his 1-year affiliate anniversary. He's been doing it for 365 days. He's also under a binding contract that limits his abilities. I can set a hard limit. Those are all details that can come later. I want people to actually show interest in it first. Like, people, I definitely think people are down for Let's Plays in this channel, right? I just don't think it's always great on Twitch. I think in Patreon it's even easier because, like, it's basically making videos. You don't have to worry about it being polished. I don't need to put it up on YouTube to make it feel like it has to be good quality, because if you're going to put Let's Plays on YouTube now, it's got to be like retellings, or you got to be super, super interesting and very, very heavily edited, and I can't pay Broken for that many hours of editing. So Patreon would be like the perfect place for, I know a lot of people in the community like Let's Plays, and you can go get them anytime you want. So that's why I would do it, right? We would go through that again. If it's, like, that's why I would say, like, maybe look for games that are, even if you want me to try out roguelikes, you know, give it a day or two to roguelikes. Like, it doesn't have to just be Let's Plays. It could be like, hey, I really want, like, this is the other thing I've told people before. It's the same thing with, like, Kickstarter games. If you guys are looking at a game and you don't know whether or not you want to spend money onto it, if you, I mean, it sounds stupid by saying, hey, if I give you money, will you play this game for me, instead of you buying the game and trying it yourself and then returning it. But, like, if you wanted someone who would invest the time into it, that's what I'm saying, like, the collective pool as well on top of the Patreon. Be like, if you guys really wanted to do that, I would do it. I have Enter the Gungeon. I've played Enter the Gungeon before. I'm not great at it. It's a shooter game. It's a top-down shooter game. It's like Nuclear Throne. I had fun with it for a few hours. It'd be interesting to see with all the stuff they put back into it what it's like. I don't think I'd buy the DLC unless it was free. But Enter the Gungeon was a game that I saw, and I'm like, wow. I usually don't like these games, but I went through that kind of like bullet hell phase with Nuclear Throne and things like that, where I still find enjoyment into them. The only thing I won't play, I thought, wasn't the Knights the DLC? The Knights and Bullets or something like that? No, not Exit the Gungeon. I'm talking about, that must mean they're all free DLC then. Because I thought they added like a Knights and Bullets expansion. Maybe it's just expansion, but that's why I just call it DLC. I hear Exit the Gungeon wasn't, all updates are included. Interesting. It's good to know. Yeah, I know Exit the Gungeon didn't do as well, but I mean, frankly, that's probably up to complete interpretation. I know a lot of people said it's not nearly as polished. For obvious reasons, it's not the same type of game. So Like, I would still play Enter the Gungeon and Nuclear Throne over something like Binding of Isaac. Not saying Binding of Isaac is a bad game. I just find that game incredibly difficult for me to follow. Same thing as Hades, right? It's just so hard for me to follow everything in it, and the colors just fuck with me. That if I can't see the bullets that are flying, I don't want to play it, right? At least Enter the Gungeon I always found to be a very fair game. Hard, very hard game, but a very fair game. And then from my knowledge, a lot of people have said they kind of made it pseudo easy mode. How did you get down here, Milo? Somebody's home, I hope. Not the people that came through my back door. A Hat in Time with Boix? I'd be interested. Collaborations in a private environment. Fascinating. I enjoyed it. It's not a game that just pops up in my mind. I might hit him up about that, though. I told him I wanted to do some bingos with him. I haven't made time. Maybe we just hit him up with more Hat in Time. That was a fun time. I hope he had fun. I know people say they have fun with me, but I'm always nervous that they're just saying it because it's good for business. I don't think he's that type of person for sure. But there are a lot of games. I'm just looking at my Steam right now. There's a lot of games here that I could play through. And I keep getting more and more for Extra Life as well, right? Oh my god, I want a maker. Star Renegades got an update too, and I haven't tried the game at all yet, and I was so excited for Star Renegades. I'm so sad. I really wanted to build a lot of things. It is Dove. But luckily I don't have that much. I've been a lot more careful now with the games. Like if I get really excited, there's actually a game that I saw that I pointed to. I didn't realize I didn't point this game to Pine, but I pointed out to Gamma and Boix, or not Boix, Chocobos, and who else was it? Broken. It's like a Minecraft game. It's called Breakwaters. It looks really fun. It's like Valheim, but like you actually play with water physics to collect resources and stuff. It actually looks really neat. Ultimate Chicken Horse? Dude, I miss Ultimate Chicken Horse. I Want a Maker has been my current Mario Maker fix. I'm waiting for the Nintendo Maker. That should be fascinating to check out. Basic game coding. Curious to see what's going to come out with that. But, yeah, I Want a Maker has been really fun. They've been adding a lot of good stuff to it. And I was actually building a bit of a campaign that people can try. Because the game's free, right? So I've been working on a campaign for almost a year now. Just very on and off. To build. I'm actually reimagining and building Zelda Ocarina of Time dungeons in the game to try and make it like mimic Jabu Jabu and the Deku Tree and stuff like that. Not too fantastic success, but as good as I can do for me. So, you know, that's all we expect from my Minecraft level ideas and the like. I fell out from Ultimate Chicken Horse because people, like, you have to play with people, and it's very frustrating to play sometimes, and, like, if you try to play with other people, it's one of those things where it's the same thing as Smash, where you're just gonna run into people who are so friggin' good, like, the community base has just gotten so much better. You just don't have fun if you're not into it. You gotta grind it out. I don't want to feel like I have to play a game super hard to get good at it, unless something like HOTS, but it's easy for me to say 7,000 games later, so... yeah. But I Want a Maker has been my current fix. Looking for easy or medium levels to go through. We might do some kind of incentive this Extra Life with I Want a Maker. Pay out per death or stuff like that. Do some hard ones or just do some racing. We could do some races as well. With people who want to play Boshy games. Or I Want to Be the Man type of games. That's what I Want a Maker is. It's like the I Want to Be the Guy. I Want to Be the Boshy maker for those types of games. So you have like pixel perfect jumps and stuff like that. It'll be super frustrating, but super fun. Not, but it'll be fun. Probably. Yeah. Alright, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you very much for joining me for what turned out to be a much different stream than I expected, even. So, that's okay. We had a good conversation for about 2 hours. Showed off the ProPokeBowl stuff. We'll be back with Fedora next Friday, but like I said, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll do 8 a.m. Eastern time to start Shadows of Adam. Yeah, it's just chatting stream. Not featuring a hot tub because I'm not in shorts. It's a very different stream. That's okay. No big deal. Let's find someone to raid and we're out of here. I don't know how far she is into her stream. You know who isn't? They just started. Yeah, I'll be around Broken probably. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'll be definitely lurking though. Get my green screen and hot tub? Dude, I don't even need a green screen and a hot tub. I just need swim trunks and I have to go to pools, hot tubs, and beaches. That's an even fun. It's even hard to say that category. Oh my God. If I'm not passed, I won't be passed out. I'll just definitely be tired and not talking. But yeah, we're going to rate the Visual Pine. He's actually looking back into the updates they made to Marvel's Avengers. He's a super fantastic person who plays a good amount of variety, raises a lot of money for charity. So make sure you go over, drop your noob squids, your ProPoke J's, say hello. He's a spectacular dude. Quite possibly one of the greater creators that I've met in a similar demographic and just super passionate about everything that he does. So thank you for coming out. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time sharp for some Shadows of Adam gameplay. Actual gameplay, I mean it, not just talking about doing it for the past week. We'll actually play the game tomorrow. Yay. Don't get lost in your hot tubs, and I will see you guys in the morning. Take care, stay safe, have a wonderful weekend if I don't get to see you tomorrow. I also want to do something for my girlfriend if we can get something fancy going on in chat, so if you want to be a part of that, show up. We'll look for a good, nice, girthy part of the stream where a lot of people are in chat, and we'll make something special for her. Awesome. Have a great one, everybody, and peace. Thank you for joining me today.